Hello, and welcome to session 14 of Outrunners, a Starscape actual play on the Happy Jacks RPG Network. To find all the sessions of this game, you can go to happyjacks.org/Starscape, and to find all the games in the Happy Jacks Network, you can go to happyjacks.org. My name is Kimi, she, her. I am the GM of this amazing campaign. 14 sessions, wow. It doesn't feel like it's been that long, but it's exciting. And I also created this system, which kickstarted fairly recently. Probably like a month ago, and it's very exciting. Yeah, it's been over a month now. My brain is like fried at that, but okay. Time has no meaning. It's great. And these are my amazing players. Let's go ahead and start on this side with introducing who you are and who you play.
Hello, everybody. I am CADave. I'll be playing Lawrence Benson. Both of us are he, him. Playing the Outsider playbook. I keep forgetting to say that every week, but that's what I'm playing. For those of you that want to make a weird Lawrence clone in your home game, that would be awesome. Let me know if you do, because that would be cool. I'd love to hear what other people do with my weird ideas.
Howdy, everybody. I'm Jay, and I'm playing Lieutenant Jonas Hurley, the human hotshot, the hotshot playbook, that is. We both use he, him pronouns, and I am sort of the vanilla, only human character in this crew of very, very interesting, colorful Asian alien players. Hey! Wonder where my mind was. Because I don't know actually where it was.
You were introducing yourself.
There you go.
Yeah,
Perfect. I was skipping ahead to my instinct. Yeah. Anyway, moving on.
Hi, I am North Shore Elementary second grade spelling champion Jason, and I'm playing Alistair. You can call me Al. Pyronin.
No.
We both use he, him pronouns. Alistair is using the warrior playbook, and has recently come into some complicated relationship status.
It's true. Hi everybody, I'm Kai. I use he, they, and she pronouns, and I am back playing Road, who uses the civilian playbook, who is part of the reason why it's a complicated relationship status.
Entirely the reason.
I didn't do it. Anyways.
Road and complicated definitely don't go together.
Road's simple.
Very simple.
Yeah.
Hi everybody, I'm Sam. I use she, they pronouns, and I play Nolvath, who uses they, them pronouns, and is definitely the most normal person on this spaceship.
Yep.
I play the unfamiliar playbook.
Screams
that has
all.
a move specifically built for me because I'm awkward.
True fact. It was inspired by Samantha actually playing this character earlier in this game.
And it's correct.
Yeah, it fits perfectly. All right. So last time on Starscape, we started through a jump gate. You were headed to a system that is kind of controlled by the Pyronins, very industrial mining operation. It does not have any Phagenian activity, which they're the big bads if you're just tuning in. And so it's kind of suspicious that there has been no activity there. We decided to roll randomly on the journey chart for the Behemoth, which is the type of ship you have. You have a giant generation ship called the Amber Star. And that led to some fun hilarity where you went searching for, you ran out of food because of what happened on the chart. So you're going into one of the biomes to do some hunting. And while you were there, you ended up running into the final species that you knew it was aboard the Amber Star. And it is a Yadiran is what they're called. They are kind of the enemy of the Anarans. And they, this is basically like an escaped prisoner. So when the Anarans left their homeworld for points unknown in hypersleep, they did take their kind of captors with them, or their captives with them because they didn't want to leave them to terrible fate. This one, at some point in the journey, escaped. They say that they've been awake for over 100 years, hiding in this biome, afraid, not really realizing the Anarans are no longer in charge. And this is an interesting conundrum. They sort of are kind of squid and octopi-like a little bit. Kind of, if you think Davy Jones from the
like that,
Pirates of the Yeah, kind of like that. That's cool. So
So
basically,
cool.
like
Nice.
Davy Jones, how he's got like the kind of the head, and then like the tentacles come down over his shoulders, and then kind of a human body. But unlike Davy Jones, who has like people feet, the Yadiran has tentacles, and his name is Evodi. And he doesn't seem to get along very well with Nolvath specifically, or maybe Nolvath doesn't get along with them. Like, it's hard to tell. They do not like each other, but they also are sort of similar in a lot of ways. So maybe that's why. Who knows?
On site.
Yeah.
Mm.
Now Evodi was attacked, so they've been on edge and they've been kind of snarky, but their introduction to the crew was Vaginian teeth biting into them because you were hunting and got carried away.
I was not carried away. There was a thing
We're hunting.
that needed eating.
Yeah.
Regular hunting.
Not to be real bad.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Pretty good size too. It would have fit
Yeah.
the crew.
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
Would've
We
solved
didn't
the
know it
shortage
was
of
an
food
intelligent
problem.
species.
Yeah. No.
That's the thing.
Didn't know that. Figured it out quick.
And I stopped biting.
Yes.
I have a clarifying question. I was reviewing. It doesn't seem like the Evodi ever claimed to be wrongfully imprisoned.
I don't think anybody asked specifically what his
Well,
particular
we-
crime was.
Yeah. Oh, right. I had asked what his specialties were.
Well, and he claimed that the Inarans had like destroyed their culture.
Yeah, we're like
Right.
unjustly persecuted.
Yeah.
them, I suppose.
Yeah.
Okay, so he did claim to be unjustly persecuted.
Yes.
No, their people were.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
So, but no one was
Whether or
like-
not this individual is legitimately, because
This individual
Uh,
may legitimately be a horrible criminal,
right,
But
but
or maybe wrongfully imprisoned. Like
Right.
that's a thing that
both
happens.
are possible.
Yes.
Okay.
That's why Nolvath wants to unfreeze some staff so they can get in the computer and tell us.
Okay.
Yeah.
staff.
So we did try and
Good
get
luck.
on the computer. Unfortunately, the records are like pretty under lock. Even Nolvath's understanding of the computer system has not been able to free that information. You did knock out Evodi with some tranks and lock them in basically a large fridge. So we ended last session
Not
with
on
them.
chill though. Like we weren't trying to like freeze them.
No,
It was chill, not chill.
Yes.
It was chill out.
Yeah.
There you go, yeah.
I mean, you removed all the places they could sit from the room.
We put some crates back in
Okay,
there.
there's some
You know,
There's some
something they could.
boxes.
Some empty
there's
crates.
some sitting
Pop the
crates
figure on,
in the
yeah.
cold room, and they are chilling out there.
Haha.
And they basically had just woken up when we ended last session, and you could hear they kind of have this weird like sonar because they also are an aquatic, have evolved from aquatic species, so they have this sonar thing that you can kind of hear through the walls of the ship when they're shouting, and it's similar to what they did when Lawrence first bit into them and attacked them. So it seems like might be an anger shout, it could be a fear shout, it could be calling for help, it could just be a scream. You don't really know what it is. And yeah, so we were still in hyperspace or jump space or whatever it is you want to call it in this particular space.
Gate space.
Gate space.
Gate
the
space,
the
there you
space
go,
between
perfect.
the jump gates.
Yeah.
When all this is going down. So very exciting. Did I miss anything?
Road confronted Alistair.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Awkward.
And I don't know, but I don't remember if you're fully back up to snuff.
Oh
Right,
yeah.
you were hurt.
Lawrence and Nolvath both got hurt by
That's right.
by Evodi,
Poisoned, yeah.
who is both venomous and poisonous apparently.
Yeah.
Turns out.
Yeah, they have
We each found out one half of that equation.
Yep.
Evodi can like shoot little spines from the ends of their tentacles, and then if you try and eat them, which is sort of your fault, honestly. Like, and then yes, they are both venomous and poisonous.
What, again, like I said last time, what are the chances that you come across two species that interact badly with being eaten?
Hey, you're out learning.
When
To
you're
be
trying to eat
fair-
everything, probably pretty high.
It's true. Yeah.
I mean, it's not a thing that's happened before.
There's a reason we as humans cook things.
Yeah, it's true. And honestly, like the rabbit thing is a you problem, because pretty much everybody else can eat rabbits. So
But I'm still saying,
yeah, okay.
that's pretty wild.
That's fair. Okay. So yeah, there was this awkward romantic like kerfuffle between Alistair and Rode, where Alistair basically declared that they loved Rode, but their species is very bureaucratic and procedural,
Mm.
and it was not put into writing. And so Rode was pretty upset about that. I was like, you need to put this into writing. It needs to be like official language. And Alistair said that they would do that.
He's working on it.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was everything. And we ended on a bit of a cliffhanger where Jonas had something very important to talk to Alistair about.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
And I have no idea what it was, but we
so
ended because
I'm ready to be talked.
Yeah,
no, it's when we left. Road was going to go over and confront
Yeah.
this thing because
Yeah, because it's
you're
making noise.
finally
Road was
hearing the
storming off,
noise.
yeah.
Yeah. I can feel the vibrations, but I can't hear the noise with my human ears. Right?
Yeah.
That's still where we're at.
Yeah.
it's probably like a little bit
Okay. All right.
like it's not as pretty as like whale sounds, but like you know how some of it's in human range.
Oh, sure,
and some
yeah.
of it's not. So
Mm.
there's
Okay.
He started in a different range that only we could hear.
Yeah.
And it's kind of
Yeah, that
progressed
first
to
one
even now
to-
you can hear it.
yeah.
But by
Uh,
then, Road had stormed off and was going
Yeah.
to go tell the neighbors to knock it off.
So Alistair, I'm pretty sure you're gonna go marching over with Road. Right?
Yeah, I'd probably be on the way
Okay.
with him.
Before you're able to walk away, I put a hand on your shoulder and I kind of spin you around. You know, not roughly or anything like that. And I say,
Yeah.
"Listen, Alistair. All right, things have gotten very complicated. I saw what happened to Nolvath, and I see Road just marching in there. I don't know what they're gonna go see in that room or what they're gonna face in that room, but I need to ask you if it comes down between me and keeping everybody on the ship safe. I need you to keep everyone safe. And I promise you that if anything were to happen to you, I will make sure that Road is safe as well. But I need you to take care of everyone, Lawrence Road, especially Nolvath. If it comes to a choice, if you need to space me, you do it.
I understand duty as well as you do.
Let's go see what's going on.
All right.
Road's going to bang on the door.
Okay.
Bang, 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 bang.
Don't open that.
He's far ahead of you. He's gone.
Okay. Then we're running.
The
If Road's out of sight, I'm running.
there's like the kind of like the keening, the high pitched noise kind of stops.
Could you stop that, please?
Could you open the door? It's very cold in here.
Oh, it's not that cold in there. I was just in there. Opens the door.
Okay.
Steps inside and lets it close behind him.
Okay. They do seem like they're sort of like cuddled as close as they can be to themselves, like in the middle of the
Oh.
room.
Goodness.
Like we talked about how they could stretch.
Yeah,
they
yeah,
seem
yeah.
very kind of
Shrunken
condensed
down.
at the moment. Yeah.
I don't know how to operate this ship, but we will make this more amenable to you. But I have some conditions.
Are there no actual quarters? Do you have to keep me in the shell polish room?
The what?
This is where the Anarans keep their polish for their exoskeletons.
Oh. Well, it's not in here now.
No.
I promise we're not going to use you for that, whatever that is.
Okay. Yes. They seem really confused by that, but all right. Can you not lock me in? If you're going to lock me in, can you not lock me in a normal room?
We're working on it. For now, you were a bit, wily, and you hurt my friends.
Friends hurt me.
Fair enough.
We did hit first.
Semantics.
I didn't even know you were here, and suddenly you're trying to eat me.
Well, I wasn't trying to eat you.
You, the
My
collective.
name's Rode. I'm the captain of this ship.
Okay. Yes, I could see that.
The Inarans are no longer the main operators, but we require some peace and amicability from you before we move you somewhere more comfortable.
Very well.
Like this keening sound you're making has to stop.
If I'm warm, it will be easier to desist from this.
I'm sure by then you guys are there.
Yeah.
And I'm going to say that you didn't see the alarm get triggered, right?
Me?
Yeah. Or did you? Were you there? It was me and
No,
Nolvath.
No,
you-
it was the three of us.
Yeah.
three of us.
I stayed to hunt.
Yeah,
so-
Lawrence and
okay.
Alistair were still in the biome.
Yeah, that's right. So I am going to mention that as we're following road, that
Some
the
sort of-
alarm's triggered. If
Some kind of security field.
yeah,
triggered and-
exactly.
yeah,
I
okay.
don't know if we can take this thing out. We'd probably end up getting stuck somewhere again.
Well, all right. That factors into things. So at the very least, we'll have to find some way to bypass that.
Tell me, friend. Because we can be friends. I'm sorry that my crew bit you. We're just hungry. So, you don't like cold. What do you like?
A nice tank of water would be ideal, but we are able to survive in more humid environments, or high saline environments are good.
Oh, all right.
But we are we developed for more tropical species in the warmer regions of our planet. It's very cold in here.
I just thought it was a system failure, if I'm honest. Fine, yes. Well, no need to keep making that noise or working on the climate problem.
Very well.
And I think as you arrive, he's like stepping out of the door.
Well, why would you go in there?
I just wanted to talk to them.
You know that it almost killed Nolvath.
Well, I wasn't going to be fighting them.
What would have stopped it from attacking you?
He was very amiable.
Now we know that. You didn't know that before going in there with no backup and no one here.
You were right behind me.
What did it say?
They're cold.
Hmm.
And I said that we would work on adjusting the temperature or finding a more pleasant climate for them if they stop making that horrible noise.
All right, well, Nolvath is on their feet, so probably make some adjustments.
Was it any
I don't know if...
oversized tanks of water?
Oh, they're aquatic.
Yes, apparently they're aquatic.
Haven't come across any, but I'm pretty sure we can probably work on sealing one of the rooms.
I
in
mean,
here.
this one's sealed tight. We just need to warm it up and put water in it. Apparently this used to be the shell polish room, whatever that means.
Well, that means we've got some really shiny insides, or at least had some a few weeks ago.
You've been drinking the
Oh,
polish?
That's
I
what
mean,
was in there.
You
Ugh.
drank it too.
Ugh.
Oh,
Remember
That's
we,
what that
we
was.
used it for that toast.
yeah.
Yeah. It was quite palatable at the time.
It actually wasn't that
It
bad.
was terrible.
Side note, that was actually one of the only things I planned, is that it was shell polish, and then you were gonna drink, and then you started drinking. I was like, cool.
Dreadful.
Yeah.
I wonder if it's any good for scales.
It's gone now.
All of it?
Most of it.
I got a little bit stashed in my locker.
Ugh. Disgusting.
Listen, if the Inari were a semi-aquatic species, it would make sense that there's probably some sort of a tank structure that we can use here without having to modify anything. Tell our guest that I will go look around, and I'll let Nolvath know to maybe see if there's anything they can do about making the temperature more comfortable for them.
Well, they can sit tight for a minute. By the way, I told them that I'm the captain, so if they have anything that they have to ask, they can ask it of me. So that they're not bothering any of you.
As long as they know that you've got some backup.
Well, they're in that predicament because they were bitten.
Fair point.
Should probably make sure that they're not still bleeding. Alright, I'll go back in.
Will you let me do this, please? I've seen the extent of your medical training.
And,
Fine.
Really, my concern is more those spines and that poison that they've got. I just Ranger, you want some backup as well, or you think you can handle this?
I just talked to them.
Let's just risk one person at a time.
All right, in that case, I'm gonna go find Nolvath then.
I'll stand right here.
That would be helpful. So yeah, I'm gonna step inside.
Okay. When it sees you, it like it backs up. Like it's still very compact and much smaller than you'd think it could be. And it kind of like backs up, and it's like it's not exactly a hissing sound, but it's a little bit of like a little bit of a staticky whine.
Also, I left my sidearm with Road.
Okay.
So,
Just holding it like you.
so I have my sword, but I didn't want to bring firearms in here. I'll just put my hands up, like I'm not here to hurt you.
You're keeping me in a refrigerator after trying to eat me.
I did not try to eat you. I actually was merely an observer in that altercation. And I'm sorry for how that played out. We did not know that you were an intelligent species or that there were any other intelligent species aboard this ship.
They kind of like you see a couple of the eyes like dilate and like switch a little bit like that. You don't know what that means.
Mhm.
They're changing color slightly, but
It's okay.
yeah.
I've also never seen your species before. Are you familiar with the Pyronan species?
Not.
All right. Well, then we're new to each other. First, I'm here to check on your health. How injured are you?
I am healing.
Do you need any assistance in that regard?
I believe so at this time.
Okay. We're working on getting heat and perhaps water. We'll see what's possible.
You are not very adept at using this ship, are you?
It is a legitimate salvage, and we're learning.
It could be something I could assist you with.
I hope that's the case, actually. I thought maybe you would be able to. But I need to ask you an indelicate question that I would not normally ask.
Very well.
Why did they imprison you?
Why did they imprison me?
Yes.
They would consider us their enemies.
But what did you do specifically?
We are they're like flipping through the words, and they're still using like the oldie language.
Sure.
Yeah.
We're
For those of
getting
you
through it.
listening at home. The words are difficult. What you would call enemies, but when it is animals, we have evolved to hate and feed on each other.
Oh, natural enemies.
Ecology depends on each other in uncivilized ways that we have.
Oh. Like a predatory symbiosis.
Indeed.
And, well, simply existing as such, I don't think would be a justifiable reason to imprison someone.
Millennia of consuming each other causes deep-seated feelings of anger and resentment.
You both hunted each other.
Yes, depending on the point of our life cycle.
Oh, interesting. Again, I don't mean to be indelicate. There are many reasons somebody could be imprisoned, but did you harm Anarans?
You're
Personally.
not able to access the records.
I am not personally, no. I'm not the captain of the ship.
Ah, yes, I did meet your captain. He seems
Oh, did
quite
you?
wise. Yes, did he not inform you? Are you low ranking?
I am very low ranking, in fact.
I feel this is not a conversation that you and I should have then. I should speak with your captain.
I'm
about
in
this.
charge of general safety, let's say. So, I need to make sure we're safe, having you thawed out and aboard the ship.
Propose no harm to you and your crew, nor would it be wise of me to attack you, since there's no place for me to go, as it were, and there's no way I could overtake your entire crew.
Well, I'm glad you understand that. That's the case.
It has been many millennia since I was brought on board this ship, but I do remember its massive size, and there is no way that just one of me would be able to handle something of this. Your large crew must be. It is required if I am to find another place where I might live.
All right. Well, we're on a complicated set of missions currently. But that doesn't mean we can't be accommodating to you. And I know we're looking into that. But
He kind of gets a little closer to you, but not in like an attacking way. Kind of like in a,
Mm.
kind of like looking at you, like that way. Like you've ever had like a relative or somebody like a grandmother, somebody who thinks you're full of shit, like look at you really close.
Mm.
It gets a little closer to you, like it's like looking at you with all its eyes.
I don't know how it will interpret this, but I take like half a step back and my nostrils flare because I'm grossed out by it.
Yeah.
Right? But I'm trying to be polite.
Yeah.
But just maybe it thinks I'm afraid of it, whatever, it doesn't matter, but I've got disdainful marked and I'm going to lean into that.
That's fine.
It
It seems to actually relax a little.
Mm.
You do not want to eat us. You do not find us appetizing in any way.
That is true.
Yes. You are disturbed, in fact, a bit by us.
Your form is strange to me.
As is yours. It is strange to have fish skin, but different. It is very strange.
Scales and
Yes,
hair
scales.
and feathers is somewhat unique.
The feathers are very...
Beautiful is the word you want.
Yes, but it is not something I have seen much of. In size of this, we have small, but they're very fancy. If they're trying to find like a word that they think that you would like.
Sure. Okay.
They're not
You
hitting
do
the
have
mark.
fancy
Yeah.
taste.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do. Expensive taste, at least. Okay, so I'm going to. All right, Evody, was it?
Yes.
My name is Alistair.
I do have an important question.
All right.
Are there any other Yadirans still alive?
I don't know.
Then it is only right, until we answer that question, that you call me High Emperor Evody.
Oh,
At this time.
Hmm.
cool.
And how far down the peerage were you?
Well, if all the others are dead, then I am at the top.
Right. But how many are between you and that position?
At this time, none.
Would be, let's say, theoretically.
Before we left the planet,
Yes.
countless ones, but according to what you've said, they are gone.
Yeah. All right. Your Highness.
Highness. Highness?
Sorry. High Emperor.
Oh, I see. Yes, high is not about tallness. It is about greatness.
Of course it is.
They seem very they do kind of a technical thing. Like, I'm glad to give you this dog.
Oh my god. This new name is Fortinbras.
I know how to deal with this kind of person.
Yeah.
I have some practice at this.
What? No. Didn't just call himself captain and leave.
All right. Well, High Emperor, this can go very smoothly. We will try to accommodate what you need. If your injuries are taken care of, I will check in on you later. Okay. I'll leave the room. Or knock, I guess, to be let out.
Yeah, you're let out. Road, it has leaned your sidearm somewhere safely in the hallway so that he does not have to hold it
on
anymore.
the floor.
Yeah.
Oh. You know, like, he cleans it like every day.
Yeah.
The fact that it's on the floor.
Yeah, handed it to the wrong person.
Yeah.
So how'd it go?
Remember when I knocked your scarf on the floor?
Yes.
This is my scarf. Just like, come on.
I swore off holding guns, Alistair.
I did not know that. Okay. Fine. I'll put it away. So High Emperor Evodi
I didn't realize.
has claimed the throne of their people.
By right or by combat?
By virtue of assuming they're the only one left.
Oh. Well, that can't be right.
So the rank is meaningful to them, and
Emperor of one, go on.
yes. So
Not a bad idea. actually.
it will be important to know how many other Evodi may be thawed out. But their injuries are taken care of, and they just are waiting to see what happens next. So
Wonderful. While you were gone, and I think while he was waiting, he sent a message off to everyone. It was just like, our captive needs water if we can get it. Well, it's just the list of water if we can get it, cold is not working, saline atmosphere if we can't get the water, the whole list. Very procedural office email.
per my last email.
Yes. Well, that all sounds... We should tell everyone that he thinks he's an emperor. Anyways.
I assume we have a message group of some kind,
Oh.
right?
Did we ever add you?
No.
You're still not
Nope.
Yeah, you're right.
But I have everyone's message.
Yeah, you can
capability.
make
I
a
can
new
make
group.
a group. Yeah.
That's even funnier,
Make
actually.
a group chat.
You don't have the technology to add anyone else to the group.
Yeah, it's
Sorry.
impossible.
Yeah, sorry, we can't add
Um,
you to the group chat.
That's fine.
The network limit of 4.
Yeah, I create a 5-person network.
With your powerful ranger access, yes.
Yeah, and send out a message about this claim to the throne of the emperor, and the apparently is something we should think about.
You get the emoji, the sci-fi version of the eye roll emoji from Road right after you send this
the
message.
gif of Road
Yeah,
rolling his eyes.
yeah.
I take the time to record myself with a facial expression
Yeah,
to turn into a gift to send to you.
he would.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. Right. So that was strange.
Well, I'll have to learn how to make this room warmer, fill it with water, or I don't know. all of this sounds like something I should just go talk to Nolvath about. Shall we?
I would like to join you because Nolvath seemed to have strong feelings about Ebodi, negative feelings, and
I still hold negative feelings about people who shot me years ago, so I can't blame them. And they were right to shoot me.
Interesting.
So, let's go see what Nolvath's up to.
Research.
Yeah.
Research. Anything I can learn about the Yudirans that's not locked down information
Yeah.
in the system.
Tons of general stuff, mostly about, like, it seems like far back in the history, the Yudirans actually were, like, the major species on the planet.
Ah, okay.
And they were a predator species that was eating the Anarans. As squid eat crabs all the time.
Mm-hmm.
In their
Eventually,
defense, they are delicious.
yes.
So is squid.
Yes.
This one, no.
No, not this one.
Spicy.
Yeah. I mean, deadly, but also yummy.
Maybe it's in the preparation.
Yeah, there you go.
Mhm.
And it seems like the Anarans eventually, like, they hit a technology level on the planet that they were able to kind of fight back.
Okay.
They started kind of controlling the populations of the Yudirans to make it so that they weren't completely overrunning the Anarans.
Yeah.
And it seems just kind of like this back and forth of these species who were kind of this predator-prey relationship and then eventually evolved to a point where it got really complex when like emotions and like thoughts and stuff became involved in technology. So it's just a very complex situation with good and bad people on both sides and good times for some and bad times for other. It seems like eventually the Anarans like kind of got like their technology to a point where the Yudirans couldn't quite challenge it anymore. And that's
Okay.
when like things kind of got more peaceful in the planets. The Anarans, like they it seems like they, at least according to their histories,
Yeah.
were like living as best they could. They gave the Yudirans their space. They started creating these places where and it got to the point where the Yudirans also had other food sources and stuff, and so they kind of
Okay.
were able to find this kind of stasis of like, hey, we're not the octopi and crabs that we used to be. We can eat other
They
things.
didn't study
and-
each other.
Yeah,
We
Yeah.
are the world.
yeah,
They
sort of
fall
that.
out of the soup.
Yeah.
But
Let's stop
yeah.
eating each other.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, it's from that point. It seems like they didn't necessarily live together, but they lived parallel, like
Okay.
in relative peace, except for some criminals.
I have an important question.
Yeah.
Can I sneak up on Nolvath while they're studying?
I don't know. Can you?
Well, where did you go?
I was looking for Nolvath. Too,
Yeah.
So.
Wait, no. You were gonna go. Oh yeah, you did that already. Okay. So you were looking for Nolvath too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't think it's a secret. Like Nolvath, are you hiding or are you just?
No. I'm
Are you in the lab or are you in the classroom or somewhere else?
still in the lab if I can access this information from here.
This is like
Yeah.
this is what's on the textbooks of like everybody and on the
Everyone knows this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Except for us.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think I'm gonna walk in. You hear the doors open up.
This can happen at the same time, so you can roll
Okay,
all
Think
this.
about this,
Chaotic.
because and Lawrence, you're still in a pod,
Yeah.
recuperating, right?
I think like kind of hovering at the edge of consciousness.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
I probably look a little bit better than I did at my worst when I first stumbled in the room,
Mm-hmm.
but only because like it seems like I've regained some ability to close my mouth.
Oh
Right.
God.
You know,
Okay.
like
Blup,
that,
blup.
yeah,
Yeah.
that kind of thing. So I'm not just drooling on myself.
Are you like licking your chops a lot? Like when the Novocaine's
Yeah.
wearing off
Oh,
and you like
God.
keep like touching your teeth. You're like,
Dog coming out of surgery.
Yep.
Kind of, I think. I think it probably like I'm probably a little bit sedated because I was getting like dialysis essentially
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
from the pod. So I'm probably just kind of like,
We squeegee your blood.
oh,
Yeah, you just wring
Okay,
it
but-
out, put it through cheesecloth,
Yeah,
put
you're,
it back
you're looking
in.
better though. So
yes.
Okay,
yeah.
all right. I'll take a look at your pod check on you and see if you're doing all right. And then when I see that you're doing okay, Nolvath, I'll go up next to you and I'll say, "Oh boy, this is going to be a fun little situation we've got here on the Amboy Star. Did you learn anything new?"
Rather complex history, unfortunately. It seems that the Anarans and Yudirans were, for lack of a better word, each other's natural predators.
Huh.
During different times, one would have the upper hand over the other, and eventually the Anarans seem to come out on top with their technology.
Alright.
Kimmy, do they have any, like, sort of news records that would give me an idea of, like, the type of incidents that Yudirans were locked up for?
Sure. I mean, you can find also like a record of their laws and things like that.
Yeah.
And it seems like there were Anarans who were locked up for stuff. It seems to be fairly rare.
Okay.
But also locking up Yudirans seems to also be kind of rare.
Okay.
Things like murder, trying to like take things like it seems like they have a very similar moral code
Okay.
to other species that
Some
we
violence,
yeah,
theft,
violence,
etc..
theft, trying to overthrow the civilization,
Okay.
things like that, order of things. Like I don't want to say government specifically, but like
Yeah.
you know the
Violence.
Society.
rule of law. Society, there we
Rising
go.
up against society.
Yes, things like that.
So there would have been a reason that this person was locked up. Then.
Hypothetically,
Like,
Or just being a serial killer of Anarans.
Yeah.
Yep.
yeah. And what the heck is this High Emperor?
He's guilty of killing them and not eating them
Oh god, terrifying actually.
for just no reason. Right?
Yeah.
well, and just to be clear, like they haven't really been feeding on each other for like generations.
right.
Okay,
Okay,
yeah.
all right.
So-
Animosity remains. but-
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean,
They're not actively, like, trying to eat each other for the most part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Okay.
Unless you're
Yeah,
a
I look at that. I look at that message. I'm like, did that come in on any of your research at all?
No, but it fits with what we've seen from Evodi's personality so far.
And how are you feeling, by the way? Is the color like returning back to your arm, or?
yeah, it's sort of like it's a better color. It's sort of like pastel versions of whatever color you're changing.
Okay.
So
So it's, like, kind of dim.
yeah, like
Okay.
it's started
Oh.
to change, but it's kind of
right.
like
Yeah.
bleached out in that area a little bit.
Okay.
But it's
Okay.
definitely improving.
Yeah.
The gamma's up too high.
Yeah,
God.
exactly.
Yeah, you're looking a little bit better over there at least. That's a relief.
It feels better. This concerns us, combined with the High Emperor's attitude towards the ship.
Well, if that makes you feel uncomfortable, then I'm inclined to say we should probably keep them confined. I suppose the humane thing to do would be to give them more comfortable accommodations. Pretty sure we could find something on this ship for that.
We're concerned that moving them may be difficult.
Yeah, I feel the same way. I let Alistair know about that alarm, by the way. You think that's something you might be able to bypass?
Potentially, but it could be an important tool
Yeah,
for containment
yeah,
if
without
that
a doubt.
becomes necessary.
I'll suggest actually that maybe what we could do is have like a roving one. You know, maybe we can make, have a section turn on and off automatically as we're walking through or something. I don't know. Either that, or if we move them through the ship, just have some sort of fail safe that activates the field wherever they happen to be.
We can look into it, certainly. For now, we may wish to make their current accommodations more to their liking. Temporarily, until we can get more information on why they were incarcerated in the first place.
I'm all for that.
Oh. I fiddle with the thing on the back of my wrist and I fling a camera view of inside that room
Terrifying.
up.
Oh, right.
So like you can see it's just on the wall. Like, yeah, you can see him. I don't know if it'll help.
This is extremely helpful, Lawrence. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't know when you had time to put anything in that particular room, but I'm very thankful for it.
This might be a good time. So I only got a 12.
Perfect time.
Okay. So as we're approaching the door, there's a moment like, well, actually, if this is all right.
Yeah.
Alistair like puts a hand out, stops Road, pushes Road up against the wall for a
Ooh.
second,
Hello.
listens, and then like it probably should have turned into a kiss, but didn't.
Yeah, Rhodes starts to like lean in.
Yeah, like, and I go, open the door and then move right. And I drop a little yellow pellet into my hand and I pull back like a wrist rocket sort of thing. And just have that sort of down at my side waiting for Road to open the door.
Rode genuinely rolls his eyes so big the whole ship may as well do a barrel roll. Before, like, stealing himself, he has a duty. And he steps forward and follows Alistair's direction.
And then just from the hallway, and a little splat of yellow. You can decide where it hits you. I don't know.
Great question. I think their back is probably turned to you.
Oh, he wouldn't want to hit you in the back. Would you like turn when the door
Yeah.
opens?
Probably no.
Focus.
What if he said, Nolvath?
There you go.
Yeah, I mean, they would definitely turn and look
It,
at you for that.
doesn't want to shoot you in the back.
Yeah. Like just when Rhodes steps aside, right behind Nova.
Right. And then
They kind of look at it and look at you, and there's a, like, proud of you, but also annoyed with you.
yeah. Yeah.
They're like, really? Good job, but right now?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I kind of, I look at that yellow. I'm gonna
adding
say that
it.
when it splatters, like a little bit gets on me too, and I'll look at you like, I'll actually give you a little bit of a smile, like that was a pretty good one, pretty good move.
Well, now that everyone's here, this is what I've learned about the
I gestured to the,
Yadirians
I
so
gestured
far.
to the image that you cast up onto the,
Yeah.
you cast up the room. I'm like, this.
There he is, the High Emperor.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I quickly fill you two in on
Hi.
their history.
I've never gotten to eat royalty.
Perhaps you will still get your chance.
Well,
I also don't know how much we should be taking this royalty thing seriously.
yeah, I don't think that's a very serious
technically,
claim.
if they are the last one, they can call themselves whatever they want.
Yes, Emperor of One is just as valid as the garbage cleaner of One.
Yeah.
Having one egg makes one a matriarch in our society, but doesn't give you power.
Yeah, to be completely honest, if our friend over there is trying to claim power, I don't know how I feel about it. I don't know how much I trust somebody who's fixated on that kind of thing.
Oh, I don't trust them at all.
I don't think it's a good idea for us to let them out. I think whatever we do, we make them as comfortable in there as we can, and leave them be until we can sort this all out.
Nolvath,
Yes.
could we at least not freeze them? It's not as funny to let them just freeze to death.
We should be able to alter the environmental controls for the room.
Good.
Although knowing that cold is their weakness could come in handy.
Yes, it could.
Correct. By the way, it was shell polish, Jonas.
At least it was tasty shell polish.
Wait. The beverage you brought us?
Yeah, apparently.
I've drank worse.
No, you haven't.
You don't know everything about me.
Yeah, sometimes you gotta make do with what you can get out on the field.
Well, perhaps before we drink anything else we find on the ship, you could let me look it up in the computer next time.
I shall follow your lead. I'll give you just a little bit.
Novath, have you I assume you will have made yourself the administrator of the system, the captain of the ship.
We have not. We can do our best to do that.
Oh,
That's actually a very good idea.
oh, I'm sorry. I just had assumed because this was your salvage originally, right?
Yes. We until recently we were not able to read
Ah,
that information.
right. Well, salvage is salvage. It's yours by right. So
Unfortunately.
it might make things easier if the system recognized you as the captain of the ship.
This is very true. Let's see. Let's see if I can do that.
Okay. Um,
Let's look under the elder's keyboard for the post-it note with the
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know what I want to have happen,
Oh God.
so I don't know if I want you to roll for it because I don't necessarily want you to like roll fabulously and not have like an effect from it.
Yeah.
So I'm going to have. I'm gonna have you roll to see if you can get access to that type of commands,
Yes. Okay.
and then I'm going to give you a heads up that it's going to be complicated. There's
Yeah.
going to be other things happening. Okay. So go ahead and roll access knowledge.
Okay.
Use your brain. It's so big.
Come on, brains. All right, that is 6 on the die, 7, 8. Let's see. Can I use biology or physical sciences for this? Okay.
Could
Let's say,
I?
could I assist?
Oh yeah, you'd be more likely to assist.
Yeah.
If you want to do the got your back, where you
Yeah. Road knows enough about administrative systems that,
Mhm.
like, even though he can't read any of this, he can be like, well, have you tried this, or this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's your low roll?
1.
Oh, okay, all right.
Look for
Certainly
something.
would
Can't
that
make it worse.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm spending my trust.
Well, we all know that when you're hacking, if you get a second person to help on the same keyboard,
Yeah,
hey,
yeah.
You can help
Ideally,
type over your hands.
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
have a scene like in
3.
Ghost.
Hey, look at that.
At the
That's
ceramics.
a 10.
Yeah.
So you're able to log in. You're able to get access. But it flags up like a problem. Like you're able to type in and all the things. You're like, yes, okay, I'm taking over. But it comes up with like an error.
Okay.
Anaran life signs detected. Cannot, and it basically can't give you control of total control of the ship
Uh-huh.
while it knows there's Anarans on board.
That makes sense.
Ah, okay.
So it gives you like you access pretty much everything you can, but it can't make you like
Because it can tell I'm not an Naran, right?
yes.
Okay.
It just picks up a rifle and walks out the door. I
This
can
is
solve
the
this
thing.
problem.
No, they have a worse idea to solve this
Oh
problem.
Go
no!
with the baby. Go with the baby.
All right.
That's a backup plan.
Y'all created a monster.
Yes.
Well, your species adapts other species' DNA, right? Oh no, I was right.
Eat the baby. No, Tony Tavrock.
No, it's not by eating. Don't worry about it.
Yeah,
It's
no,
fine.
I didn't think you were gonna eat Tavrock.
This
I
is
just
worse.
remembered your species was like finding bits of DNA to bring home.
Uh-huh.
And
That exoskeleton looks real useful right now.
yep.
Cool. Well, we have some ideas on how to combat this issue. However, while there are Naran life signs on the board of the ship, it will not give administrative access to non-Inaran entities.
Ooh, smart of them.
Well, you have some administrative access, but you
Yeah.
don't have like
High
ultimate like
Yeah.
control like acts like
Yeah.
high top admin.
And because there are Anarans who should adopt that before they could.
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Okay.
So it's like, yeah,
Like partial administrative
yeah, like
access.
you can say to other people outside the ship, like, legitimate salvage. And the ship's like, it's not legitimate salvage if they're still alive.
Yeah.
But the people outside
Yeah.
the ship don't necessarily know that. So,
Yeah.
True.
Well, that seems promising.
For now we have some level of administrative capabilities, but not the entire system. But we will continue working on it.
Wonderful.
Good.
Should we go wake up another?
I'm going to say we should wait on doing that until you're less blurry.
Well, I'm not saying I'm going to go do it. I don't even read the language.
I'm saying
Maybe we ask their opinion on this High Emperor issue?
We did mention this to Jonas earlier. It would be quite helpful.
The problem is if we run into an Anaran who would like to challenge Nolvath's legitimate salvage claim.
and technically it is their ship.
And we would appreciate if they yielded it over to Nolvath as it is their ship, but
From our interactions with the Elder, we feel that would be unlikely unless he was an anomaly amongst their people.
They not about to die more spry and Aren might be more motivated to keep what's theirs.
This could be true.
And it probably would be very useful for us to thaw another aged one like the Elder.
No. Now that I have more access to the system, can I see if there are other Evodi? Yeah, no.
Evodi.
Nidirans? Still in the pods?
Yeah, there are. It looks like there's 5 others.
Okay. Definitely shouldn't unfreeze any of those.
And you do have you have access to a roster of the Anarans as well who are there.
Okay. Yeah, so if there are any that would have had high level administration privileges, those I'm gonna earmark.
Yeah, there's
where
a
they are.
bunch.
Okay.
So I think we said that wasn't there 50 still?
Yeah.
50 Anarans
Yes, around 50. I forget we said a specific
out
number.
of the thousands that would have been on this ship.
Yeah, there were still
Viable.
So of those, there's quite a few of high rank
Okay.
or at least high position. So
Okay. 5 other Yudirans. No, thank you. Yeah.
So the keening has started again.
Oh,
Again?
I said that we would work on it.
All right. Did they indicate at what temperature they were comfortable?
Warmer. Do you want me to go ask them?
No, we will make it warmer.
Uh-oh, terrifying.
I'm not going to boil them, don't worry.
Despite how it might seem, I trust you.
We'll make it kind of a normal-ish tropical ocean
Nice.
temperature.
Okay. The keening stops.
You. The houses, if that kept going, I was going to start making that sound myself.
That would be quite impressive.
You wouldn't like it.
No, not in the same room. It is quite loud.
How are you feeling, Lawrence?
Much better. A little spacey, but
You had us a bit worried.
indeed, I was concerned myself. But the system has seemed to have done a good job. I'm here.
All right.
I have... Everything is leaving little trails. But I think I'm much better. That's better. I mean, I'm not stumbling around and I can talk, so
True enough.
I'll take it.
Yeah, maybe just stay off your feet for a little while longer, huh?
Yes, when it tells me I've completed the course of treatment, I will take it easy.
Good.
Well, Nolvath, what do you think? Gonna set another one of the Anarans free then out of their cryopod?
We have some science projects we wish to complete first.
All right.
If you all think that you can make our guest more comfortable so they can wait a bit more quietly.
Well, it sounds like they're satisfied for now.
Yes. And if they keep making that noise, I'll turn on the fire sprinklers or something.
Get them a little bit damp. Yeah, maybe that'll help them too.
It'll help me.
And-
Well, not if it's cold in there.
Well, it's warm now.
Oh, good.
Good stars. I just noticed that I am starving. Where are those things that you managed to pull out of that biome?
Ah, yes. I can prepare something in a moment.
I can go with you and like help out with that.
Very good.
If you look at the screen, it looks like the Yadiran is now like really close to the camera and like looking at it.
Terrifying.
Like it's one of the things where they're like kind of started, and if you like in the background of this shot, the people, if this was a TV show watching, like you're all talking and a conversation, and it kind of like goes
Gets
and,
closer and closer.
I know what that is. That's
Yeah.
a sensor.
and then pretty close, and then it's suddenly like by the time you all look up, it's like right there, and it's like, a couple of its eyes are there.
Oh, they had
Disturbing.
eyes all the way
Yeah,
around
yeah,
their
yeah.
head, right?
Right
Yeah.
around their head, yeah.
That's notable. It knows it's being watched. They know they're being watched.
They've been a prisoner for a very long time. I'm sure they're not a fool.
They may also see farther into other spectrums of light
Oh,
than most of us.
true. For some reason, I thought you were going to posit that they see into the future, and I don't know why I thought you would say that, but
They wouldn't have gotten bitten if they could.
This is a very good point.
Unless they just weren't looking.
or they were kind of
the
into
future.
it.
They did not seem into it.
No, they didn't. It's a very mixed signal, if so.
It is, isn't it?
Does it look like it's gonna, or does Hivori look like they're going to mess with the camera? Or anything?
No, it's
I
on
don't
the.
know if
I'm assuming
like,
it's on the other side
scrutinizing
of the. There's like the force field kind of keeping it in. I was picturing it sort of like an event or something that's on the other side of the force
Oh,
field.
yeah.
Okay.
So they can't really get to it, but they just know it's there.
Yeah, kind of for their own satisfaction, they're like, yep,
Yeah.
that's a fucking
Yeah.
Camera.
Yep. Okay.
And they're just kind of staring at it, but they're also not capable of blinking, so maybe they're not staring at it. But it,
Oh.
I just realized something kind of from my mind's eye. It stands on tentacles, right? So that means its like head and body is sort of suspended in the air
Yeah.
on this walking mass of tentacles.
Mhm.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
It's just like
Actually, yeah. For all we know, that could be the back of
sure.
Hivori's head, and they're just leaning up
yeah,
against the
yeah,
wall.
maybe they don't know you're watching.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Just
Yeah.
just relaxing.
Okay, cool. So I like that image.
Yeah.
Well. Okay.
Oh yeah, food.
Yeah, yeah. I'll go prepare us all a bite to eat. Maybe I'll make a little something for our guests too. Might help their temperament.
Oh, we don't know what they eat.
Crab.
That can't be the only thing that sustains them. They've
I'm
been
sure there
living
was-
in that biodome for 100 years.
But I'm
Well,
sure they could eat something that you brought back.
yeah. Just they're gonna have to settle for whatever we make.
Yes, that's true. But if they prefer the guts and we don't, I can save them that.
Win-win.
So, would you like to ask them what they prefer or clean and gut the animals?
Oh, I think that I have to go ask our guest a question.
All right. You can clean and gut them next time.
No. He just turns to leave.
Amazing.
You got like 5 sort of
Yeah,
mammalian
pheasant-y
kind of,
bird
all right,
thing,
birds.
I think.
Okay, I can't remember.
Or
what
there,
it
there was like a couple possum things and a
Yeah,
few
yeah.
like
right.
Birds.
Yeah, yeah.
pheasant-sized bird.
Right. Okay.
It's like a
Uh,
squirrel possum. And,
Bandolier birds. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah, just I think it's, and both of us have been, camping and like having to like live on the
kind of
land
out
and
on
like
the field. So,
you
yeah.
just very quick, efficient. Like this is not the fun part, but you got to do it.
As we walk out the door and we kind of part ways, I yell. I mean, I don't yell out, but I kind of talk and I say, "Hey, you think some of that shell polish might make it tasty?"
You never know.
Cooking and wine.
Yeah.
Not why?
But I want to save what's left for scales. I'd like to see how it, if there's any interaction for me.
All right, you got it, Ranger.
Yeah, I forget that Pyronin are mostly skin with scaly.
Yeah,
parts.
it's variations of feather, hair, skin, scales.
They're not like man-sized kobolds.
No, that'd be really
Shells,
fun though.
Okay. That was my initial mental image when I was listening to episode 0, and I was like, and then your other descriptions, I was like, oh, they're not kobolds.
Nope.
I kind of picture like iguana skin with like scaly bits on like the elbows
like the back of the
and-
arm.
Yeah,
and
the inspiration is
cheeks.
definitely the like Central and South American reptile bird iconography.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or Dragonborn was the other thing I was kind of
yeah.
picturing in my mind, but more humanoid than that.
Yeah.
Cool.
Well, I'm gonna go ask our person, hopefully through the door, what they eat.
Is this the captain again?
Yes, it's me, the captain.
Hello, Captain. It is an honor to speak with you.
Hello, hi, Emperor.
I don't know if you can see through walls, but I am bowing.
Oh. I'm also bowing.
Oh,
He's not.
no, Runs into it. What am I gonna do? I'm not bowing to you.
There was actually a matter of great importance that I wish to speak with you about, Captain.
Wonderful. What can I assist you with?
I assume you are familiar with High Galactic Ordinance 342, subsection 4.2.
Am I?
It's probably an ancient one from... Probably not.
Oh, yes. Most definitely.
Refresh me on
Yes.
What's your understanding of it? Sorry.
You're right, though. What part of it are you looking to call out?
Well, it is about my imprisonment.
Mm-hmm.
And I was given a significant sentence by the Anarans. However, given from what I have surmised from what you have said, it has been many millennia.
Yes.
So it seems that I have paid the debt that I owed them.
I would consider your current predicament less incarceration and more like a quarantine period, if you will.
I see. And have you spoken with the Anarans about me?
No, not at all.
Have you spoken to an Anaran before?
Yes.
There are some left then.
Yes, I'm not in a position that I can reveal that to you, given that we are, the holders of their ship, and there's a bunch of complicated politics involved. But I assure you that your presence here has not been revealed to them.
There's like a pause of like, I see. How many Anarans have you spoken to yourself, Captain?
Personally, well, I've spoken to their elder representative, as well as a youth or two. He spoke to a room of eggs.
Thank you for your time. Whatever you make for yourselves and the crew, we would be happy to partake of whatever you have left over.
Wonderful. Then we will prepare you something very fine. Our chefs are on it.
Very good.
I bid you a very noble farewell, as he doesn't bow.
Yes.
And turns and leaves.
Yeah. He makes a series of like kind of clicking and whining noises. And then like you kind of get it's like their language.
Yeah.
And To you as well, Captain.
And goes.
Yeah.
Road goes to the kitchen.
Yeah.
He'll eat whatever.
Excellent.
We're already probably working on,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
dressing whatever it is.
Road walks in, sees all of the like preparing process, and just goes, "And I'm leaving. If you need to find me, I'll be somewhere else."
If you find a bottle of anything good, bring it, won't you?
I might.
When it's time to eat.
I might. We won't be drinking shell polish again.
Oh no, that's already baked in.
Goodbye.
See it reduce.
It doesn't matter if it's true or not.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, I guess we're preparing some of those possum thingies. The
Yeah.
bigger ones.
Sure.
It's been a while.
While they're cooking, I want to do a little science. I want to look one thing up first, and then I want to do a science, if that's okay.
Sure.
Can I figure out what their original destination for the ships was?
Yeah. Did we do this before?
I feel like we might have.
Did we?
Oh,
And I
yeah.
forgot?
Yeah, a long while
It was a
ago.
long
It, like
like,
pointed
Oh.
somewhere that didn't make any sense.
Yeah,
probably
it was-
because
Oh,
star
right, right.
systems have moved in the intervening
yeah,
time.
yeah.
That makes sense. Oh, and now I remember. Because I think we like looked at like what type of environment it would be.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
So you started having the system, I think, search for like equivalent planets, and you got
Yeah.
a couple pings.
Okay. Great.
Oh.
And then the science thing I would like to do is, well, it's probably something the medbay is equipped for anyway. I would like to pre-prepare some small vials of anti-venom that I can give to the crew.
You can do that. Yeah, and amazingly, the medbay is really well prepared to do that.
Wow, imagine that.
Shocking. So yeah, you have your
Awesome.
your vials.
Excellent. And then last question. Does the medbay have any stored samples of Inaran DNA? For no nefarious purposes whatsoever.
It doesn't at this moment.
Uh-huh.
Just because like the elder was cremated,
Right.
and then the other species, the other samples would be like millennia old.
Right, okay.
But you do have to have rock,
You do have to have rock, little buddy.
and then like also many other, 50-ish
Yeah.
other samples about.
Okay. It's gonna be a problem for future me.
Just have to go to the top of the cliff and hold up Tavrock
Yeah.
and declare that everything he could see.
Everything the stars touch are your kingdom.
Yeah.
Tavrock's in charge now.
Captain Taprock.
Okay, so now just so I have it like understanding, so I don't set you up to have to do something terrible. Like, how much genetic material do you need of?
A small amount.
Okay. Okay. So,
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Their species does not reproduce like naturally anymore,
Yes.
so they are very adept at like augmenting their own DNA.
Yes. I got that, but I just want to like make sure you're like, oh, we
Yeah.
have to have a basketball size set of DNA. I'm like, oh no.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just enough to like understand the structure of the DNA.
Yes. Okay. Perfect.
Yeah.
That's
Just a
so
spoonful.
much DNA.
I didn't.
That's
Yeah.
small.
Yep.
Size of
A
mouth.
spoonful is fine.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. No problem.
Just-
Enough for like 23andMe.
Okay. Perfect.
23 and we.
You. Okay. Okay. So yeah, that's.
Here,
I mean, if it's that small a sample, then we can have it. I mean, there's probably something in there, but I feel like it's very hygienic. Like it's a very
Yeah.
futuristic lab. I don't feel like it's like.
But I mean, a blood sample from Tavrock would be
Yeah.
an art,
Yeah.
right?
yeah.
Like
Yeah.
a tiny little.
So I just wanted to make sure he didn't have to be harmed. In
Yeah.
any way.
No, there's
Okay.
no harm to the Tavrock,
Yeah.
please.
No.
I just wanted to clarify and make sure I had a path forward other than hurting Tavrock. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely not.
Not on the table.
No.
Not an option.
No
Mm.
plot armor for the little crap.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's why I'm gonna carry him into battle. No. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you get shot everywhere that he's not covering. Weird.
Weird.
It's this hole around.
Yeah. I mean, he does have a little shell to hide in, and so
Yeah.
that's a safe spot for you and him, and then the rest of you gets bonus smithereens.
Yep.
All right. So you made food, and it's
Well, as soon as I'm released from the pod, well, you're still there. I would
Yeah.
be like,
They're
"Thank
still
you,
working,
I'm-
probably.
I have something I have to go do,
Okay.
and I'll.
Murder a voting.
now who's been doing most of the cooking?
I think Jonas.
Jonas?
Yeah. I think I probably would have done. Yeah.
I'm mostly about the knife work.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
I'm preparing. I'm the sous
Filleting.
chef. Yeah.
I'd like for you to roll prove your worth
Oh. Okay. All right.
to see just how good you did it.
Okay.
Like if there's
I'm
no
prepared
reason.
to help
Where
in
did
case
that
we
go?
need to.
Okay.
Okay. Preview I'd be rolling courage, which I've got. Yeah, I've got good courage.
Yep.
Let's see.
Oh yeah, isn't that the hotshot primary?
Yeah. Oh. That is 11.
All right, amazing. So yeah, you make really good food. Like
Okay.
these, whatever these possum things are, they taste good.
Mm.
And yeah, there's just like everything. Maybe it's the shell polish. I don't know. But just everything's actually. Well, it's not like the fanciest plating you've ever seen. Like Gordon Ramsay would like have words with you on the plating. Like definitely the flavor is there. It's
Okay,
very
I'm
good.
I'm good with that. I'm good with that. You know what? It says for prove your worth on a 10 plus, you do it, give advantage to a crewmate. So I'm gonna give it to you
Okay.
for your next roll. And I'm gonna say that you're just kind of bolstered by how good the meal ended up
Yeah,
turning out.
yeah.
And you
Like,
know,
I get to say I helped.
yeah,
you know,
exactly.
like,
Hey,
that's-
looks like you got a couple of great things here.
yeah.
Alistair. All right, and then I'll start. You know, I think I'll put out a call to everybody. Dinner is served.
Okay.
You know, you get it on your thing too.
Yeah.
Hey, finally.
Hey, I'm in the group chat that I made.
Yeah. So if anybody wants a bite, you know, come on over.
Nolvath shows up with Tavrock.
Oh, that's
It's
awesome.
family dinner time.
Yeah, very cool.
Family dinner.
Lawrence, you're going to
do
do
not.
something. Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
you're doing your thing, right?
Roach
I'll-
is up with wine.
You know what? If you don't show, I am gonna send you a message just saying, "Hey, Lawrence, you okay?
Yes,
Feeling all right?"
I am much better. I just have something important I would like to finish.
Okay, all right. And I'll let you
Please
know.
don't wait. Enjoy your meal.
Okay.
I brought in a vintage.
So we determined that the food is actually very, very good.
Oh.
Like delicious. Rolled an 11 to get good food.
Dang, so the wine is actually worthy of the meal.
And I helped. Jonas rolled the 11.
Yeah.
I helped.
Actually, and when I see Tavrock, I'm not gonna say it, but I am gonna send you a message saying, "Do you think we should tell Tavrock about our guest, or hold that off for now?"
They just kind of shake their head at you.
Okay. And I'll give you an affirmative no.
Have you started taking Tavrock to like school for lessons?
We did talk about doing that, didn't we?
I don't know if you did it though. That hasn't been that long since you discovered that room. It feels like a long time. 'cause
It does
it's been
feel
a week
like
for
a
us,
long time.
but I think it's been a matter of days actually. And
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
We're just now leaving the system that was discovered during.
Yeah.
And we established he, Tavrock?
They.
They?
They?
They're like toddler level intelligence.
Yeah, at
right?
this point.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
I feel like even he I don't remember.
He, they.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, they.
Tavrock.
Why not?
Tavrock.
Until they
Yeah.
tell us
Their
otherwise.
pronoun is Tavrock.
Tavrock.
Yeah.
Like a
Tavrocking around.
Yeah.
Tavrock.
Yeah, I don't think they've probably started taking him to the school yet, but
Okay.
they're gonna.
So you may not even know. Like it may not even know what a Yadiran is.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's why they're like they
Yeah.
don't think
Let's
they
hold
would know
off on
what it is. So
You know, this is shockingly edible.
Jonas did most of the heavy lifting on it, really.
I'm just glad you're enjoying it.
It's delicious.
Once again,
Whatever
Um,
it is.
I honestly have no name for this.
I
this
can
creature
explain
that I've
it
just
in
prepared.
detail if you'd like.
I'd rather you not.
Okay.
I'll say, don't, and you know, we've got enough that I can certainly keep a plate warm for their Royal Highness.
Yes.
Yeah, I think in the it's not that it's out right now, but like maybe while we were prepping in between stuff,
Yeah.
like Alistair has a sketchbook. Like a Victorian
Yeah.
hunter, or not like hunter, but like discoverer of
Yeah,
things
yeah,
of like he's
sure.
actually like okay at drawing.
Yeah.
And has like sketched out both these animals and like was kind of getting as we're opening them, like, okay, here's where the skeleton's kind of laid out,
like those sketches of the Galapagos Islands.
yeah,
like,
yeah.
Uh-huh.
Like he's not an academic person, but he
Yeah.
is like he's a curious person, right? So
He sure is a curious person.
So you got big check mark on an okay to eat
Yeah.
beside those.
yeah.
How do you feel, by the way, you know what? Hey, Nolvath, how does Nolvath feel about when Jonas jokes about, his royal highness, or their royal highness, their majesty, that kind of thing?
I think you see them get a little prickly.
Okay, all right.
Does that make sense?
In that case, I assume we're kind of sitting next to one another, right?
Yeah.
I'll take your hand and I'll give it a squeeze and I'll say, I'll stop.
They seem like sort of surprised because I don't think they realized they were doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that your body language would be picked up by
Yeah.
someone else.
Yeah, I'll give you a little, I'll give your hand a squeeze, like, reassuringly.
They squeeze your hand
I
back.
see you. I hear you.
Our guests brought up something fascinating. That they've likely served whatever sentence was put down on them, no matter what they did.
That is an interesting quandary to puzzle out. I mean, does it count that they have been in stasis?
Well, they weren't in
Throughout
stasis,
that?
apparently.
Perhaps it's better if we put the idea of their imprisonment aside and treat them simply as a stranger has appeared on the ship.
I told them that they were in quarantine more than prison.
Yeah.
And maybe that is the best approach. But Nolvath, I can tell you're not entirely comfortable with their presence.
They wish to take the ship from us.
How? Really?
Yes.
How do you know that?
Yes, how do you know that?
Because when we told them that the ship belonged to us, they said, as long as you can keep it.
Isn't that true about everything?
Yeah.
Yes, which is obvious and would remain unsaid.
Oh, I
To
see.
say it is to make a threat.
That is
Ooh.
poignant.
And with this whole air of royalty and then bringing up their sentence, I want to be clearer as to what their intentions are.
They seem far too interested in the Inarans not being in charge and how long we've been here and how many of us there are for us to be comfortable with having them on the ship.
We can always masquerade that there's many more of us. We have your little friends now.
This is true, yes.
Make them believe that they're grossly outnumbered. We do have some people who are quite adept at subterfuge.
Well, they're already outnumbered. Doesn't.
They start passing out the anti-venom to you.
Is this dessert?
No, this is anti-venom because our guest is both venomous and poisonous.
That's
And
what the
That
Gray
little dart
was.
they shot at me,
Um,
we should assume they have more.
you do understand the difference, yes?
Yes.
Okay.
They're predators.
I'm sorry.
You're right. You're so valid.
Okay, Alistair's not cracking up.
Well, and we do seem to have the ship's natural defenses. So there is that at the very least. I don't think they can start too much trouble with those in place.
So you said it trapped you in the hallway. When you left
Set up
it.
some sort of field. There was an alarm of some sort.
But-
We were able to bypass it thanks to Nolvath's ingenuity, but that was one little chunk of the ship.
I guess my question is more philosophical than anything. Of how long do we distrust someone, given that we've given them every right to distrust us?
Well, unfortunately, that is a question that I am not in any position to answer. I would like to learn more about the relationship between the Inarans and the Adirians, I suppose. Maybe a little more knowledge in our pocket can help.
I'm interested in that from a historical and cultural perspective, but this person, I don't think has to reflect
No,
all of that. Or, like, I imagine if a ship, I know this doesn't make sense, had crashed through the biodome and landed here. Through no desire of their own, but they find themselves here. Would we treat that person any differently than we're treating Evodi?
Yes.
I think so too.
I suppose, if y'all are agreeable to this, I honestly wouldn't mind just keeping them in quarantine for just a little longer.
Of course.
As long as they're comfortable and fed, taken care of.
I guess my primary question is how long do we continue to hold them to things that they did on another planet in a time long gone?
Till we know that they're not going to go back to bad habits.
Perhaps until they are no longer our problem. We do have a destination we're going to. We could ask them if they wish to leave the ship.
Or simply encourage them to do so.
Or just take them outside and leave them there.
As long as we can find some place that they can be comfortable in, I suppose.
If nothing else, we take them back to the Blues.
The what?
I'll tell you later.
All right. We haven't paid those our friends over there a visit in quite some time, so.
I think it's only been like a month or two.
Yeah,
It's been a while.
Yeah, it
It's been a wild minute.
is. Listen, as long as we know that that they're not going to be a threat, I'm okay with. I suppose if you're all comfortable, I'm okay with giving them a little more liberty.
It seems to me, if they try to leave that room, the corridor will trap them. And that's as much as any of us need to know. Right?
That isn't liberty, then.
But that isn't anything we have control over. And I think we could communicate that to them. It's out of our control for the moment. Or whether we want to reveal that level of control or not, but...
We would hesitate to make it known to them that we are not in complete control of the ship.
I think they might already know.
Alistair, would that be information that they got?
I don't think so. Well, this is out of character. I mean, did I reveal something like that?
I think they specifically asked, you're not in complete control of the ship, and you're like, no, not completely. Did I?
It was one of us.
You weren't, then you didn't. I mean,
It was one of us. One of us tipped our hands on that one.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm not saying I didn't. I just don't remember if
Yeah.
I did.
One of us
I don't know
did
if it
it.
was necessarily a context thing.
I'll catch it in the re-listen. Yeah, I mean, I did indicate that the ship was captained by the legitimate salvager. So,
It's me, the legitimate salvager.
no, but I'm indicating Nolvath in my gesture because I don't know you called yourself.
I
the
did. I
captain.
told you.
Oh, you
I think
did.
they also
Yeah.
offered.
Yeah.
I think
I
they
see.
also offered to help you.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
They
yeah,
did.
yeah.
That
Like
was
you
it.
are able to use the ship. They seem to.
Yeah, I will have conveyed everything I learned in that. So
Yeah, yeah.
whatever you heard from my conversation is public knowledge. And also there's a camera on the wall. So whatever Alistair is, he's not a secret keeper.
No.
No. The subterfuge one really is
No.
Lawrence.
I'm sneaky, but not a secret keeper. Okay, so I think I let them know that the ship is under salvage rights. It's perfectly reasonable that we would be recovering control of the ship. So I don't find that shocking. And it was important to note that the Anarans are not in control.
Yes.
So,
And I did let them know that we have spoken to at least one Anaran. I tried to keep it somewhat vague. I don't think I did a very good job of it.
Perhaps less speaking to the guest would be better.
At least for me.
At least until we are able to access the records that indicate why they were incarcerated.
Yes. I would like to know what they did.
It does seem to be fairly rare for the Anorans to have imprisoned their own people and the Yadirans, typically for crimes like violence, theft, trying to overthrow the government, that sort of thing.
right.
So,
But regardless of the crime, I don't know of a sentence that would go millennia, even in our people.
no, but their crime may give us an indication to how much of a threat they pose to us.
Yes. And what they might do again.
I suppose.
I know if I was reading my record, I wouldn't trust me.
But if their sentence is served,
Then we let them go. We take them to a planet and we leave them there.
I'm in favor of this plan. I just am not in favor of keeping them in prison because of something they may or may not have done.
No. Quarantine because they may pose a threat to the crew.
Also, we've already
my main
covered that they
concern.
are poisonous and venomous, and we don't know what other complications they might bring.
Hmm.
I don't see the issue. And you're right. I have no interest in being a jailer. Once all of these people wake up, I want them off the ship if they can.
We have found a few destinations that would be compatible.
Wonderful.
Anything in system?
Anything in system, give me.
Like when we get out of the jump
yeah.
gate, you know?
Oh. Are you, like in
Habitable
the Nexus?
to
Yeah, any
Inarans
habitable planets,
or
yeah.
Yadirans.
Yeah.
Nothing like aquatic.
Okay, all right.
Like, I
It's a
mean,
mining
so-
world.
if
It's
you're
a mining
caring
system.
where you're going to drop them off, there are inhabitable planets there.
Yeah.
All of this stemmed from our journey check.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. We're not
We
there
were
yet.
short on food.
Yeah, we're not there yet.
And then we...
This was always coming.
Jiminy Christmas.
This was always coming.
I mean, it was sort of going to happen. It
Yeah.
just that happened to be the moment that it
Yeah,
landed.
that's great.
It just worked
That's
out well.
great. But we're like in hyperspace or whatever.
Yeah, we're vibing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So none of the planets that would be good to drop the Inarans off at are in the system that we're going to.
No, it's more like rock and dust type planets, much less.
Some have less
Like,
atmosphere,
Yeah,
probably.
aquatic, tropical,
Yeah.
paradise type planets.
But if we can get that jump drive thing working, then we can go
Uh-huh.
anywhere.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Sounds like a plan to me.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'd probably show up at the very tail end of dinner.
Okay.
Just be like, it smells quite good.
It's delicious. Could you join us?
Fixed you a plate, and I slide it away.
No, I don't think I'm quite ready.
Oh.
Yes.
That makes sense.
But thank you.
Oh, and this is from Nolvath, and I slide you the vial of antitoxin as well.
Oh,
Because I don't think you got it last time, right? You weren't here for that.
No.
no, I wasn't here for the passing out. Well, excellent. And
This will help if you are shot with one of the barbs. It will not help if you try to eat them again.
Important note. I appreciate that. It's not just like a seasoning.
No.
Tastes less deadly.
It's on!
That's just salt.
Delicious.
My appetite has returned.
Did you try it on your scales?
The polish? Oh, no, we were talking about the antitoxin.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But I would like to try some of the polish on my scales.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know, when I have a moment, I'll grab some. I'll grab that little bottle that I kind of squirreled away in my
Yeah.
locker and pass it over to you.
Oh, were you joking about using it in the food? I thought that was a thing.
Oh, I don't think
I mean,
we
I
actually
was
cooked with
joking
it.
you
about it. but-
You mentioned it so many times.
Oh,
I thought maybe
okay.
you had.
So
it.
You were
here's what I
antagonizing
thought.
Road.
Yeah, I thought we were joking about using it, but not joking that you had some left over.
Yeah,
And that I
yeah.
wanted to use it on my scale.
I
Got
was
it,
in
okay.
that same.
Okay.
I was right there with
So
you.
yeah, I wanted some for my scales. We did not actually cook with
Okay,
it.
got it. Okay, great. Then never mind. I can go back to it. Yeah, you could. I have no idea what your taste buds are like, Lawrence. Maybe that anti-venom stuff tastes amazing. I have no idea.
I'm not just gonna waste it now. I'll save it for an
Okay.
important time.
if you inject it into your tongue, maybe double duty.
Maybe I get shot in the tongue.
Yes.
It could happen.
Antivenom.
In fact,
Poisonous chaser.
In fact, this is something I wanted to talk to you about. That sounded more awkward than I meant it to be. I am concerned that the method of combat that I am most trained in could lead to problems if we have additional trouble with this passenger.
Biting.
Well, as part of an overall skill set.
Right.
Because if you have a natural weapon, why wouldn't you use it?
Yes.
But it seems that has led me astray. So if you have time soon, I would like to practice without involving my teeth.
There's this like mix of like the first reaction is I'd be delighted to help you with something, and then like I'm talking to a Phagenian, and like
Sure,
there's this turmoil that is mostly grunts and throat clearing.
Feathers coming up and down.
The full complexity only Road is getting, but you would have gotten it anyway. That it's like this is fucking complicated. I want to help you. I assume you can shoot.
Yes.
Okay. But you're talking about close quarters combat.
Yes.
I see.
And I am familiar with multiple types. I'm not unequipped to do this, but it will take practice not to involve all of my faculties.
Right. Okay. Yes, I would like to help you be able to fight without biting people. Yes.
We have
Thank you.
a suggestion. Some cultures employ a muzzle in cases where they do not wish to bite things. Have you
The
considered-
relief and excitement of this suggestion is mostly micro expressions, but the the flutter of feathers.
They're so
like,
obvious to Roadrose, just like, you are embarrassing me right
yeah,
now.
please, please.
I suppose I could wear a helmet or something.
Just an accessory that would inhibit using your teeth might help remind you not to use
Just
them.
as a beginning.
I could employ my helmet.
A mask,
A
yeah.
face shield of some kind.
Yes. I think that would be fine.
All right.
Got a few harnesses in my gear that I can let go of. Haven't used in a while.
Well, I think the helmet would be sufficient.
I couldn't bite outside of my helmet if I were wearing it.
And as a matter of fact, I have some experience as a teacher in this regard.
Well, I would appreciate your help very much.
And he's a very good teacher.
Oh, good. I encountered adequate members of your military.
I'm sure you have. One of our primary lessons is in protecting from a bite.
A solid plan.
And one of the strategies there is keeping one at sword's length.
Swords can be slow.
In the wrong hands.
It feels like something's happening.
There's a roll
There's
here.
a mechanic.
There's a mechanic here somewhere.
Like, I don't feel like you're
Like,
trying to
connect,
confront,
confront,
but I
connect,
feel like
confront.
it's becoming a thing.
It is legitimately like a connect,
Yeah.
but an antagonistic connect.
yeah.
Yeah.
So tell me what you're are you just like stating facts, or are you
Yeah.
trying to get a rise out of them?
No, I'm definitely just
Well-
narrating from experience.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. It does feel like you've placed a vulnerability in on the plate.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, I think it's more connect than.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
It's just the strangest connection.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a very
So
aggro
go ahead and
connect.
spend a trust,
Yes.
and then
I wanna
we'll
talk
see
to you.
what this happens.
Yeah. We've created what happens. Um,
No, it's still happening.
Oh,
I
it's
feel
still
like-
happening.
Yeah, I feel like
Okay.
you haven't really resolved it yet.
Sure. Yes, I would like for you to be able to have other options that aren't biting. It's very disturbing to most people. I've
Yes.
been shot, and I found that easier to forgive than when I was bitten.
Ah. I don't know what it feels like to be shot.
That could be arranged.
That might be interesting.
No.
In a closed environment with medical support on hand, it's not the sort of thing you'd like to discover in the field. I can tell you that much.
Yeah. Have you been bitten by a Phagenian?
Yes.
Ah. Apologies.
Well, it wasn't you, and it wasn't your fault, and it didn't really make it through the armor, but it was disturbing, and it drew blood.
Probably one of our shock troops.
Maybe. I indicate like a height, but they're all like roughly the same
are-
size,
Yeah.
right? Like they're
we are-
decanted out of a
Yeah.
recipe.
Shockingly, like if you just saw a lineup of Phagenians, it would be very difficult.
Yeah.
Like there are minor differences, but
Yeah.
it would be like, hold on a second.
So would the what kind of bite force are we talking about? Should it have gone through the armor or like?
No.
Oh, yeah,
I
okay,
think if
okay.
they were amateur enough to bite on an armored spot,
Oh yeah.
that would
I mean, I got it in the way.
sure,
like
sure.
that sort of thing.
But our shock troops tend to act more as a living wave
Hmm.
than individual fighters.
Yes. It's well, let's say an interesting cultural difference. But suffice to say, I've been on that end of things, and I'd rather not repeat it. And if we have the opportunity to help you, and it seems like you would like that help,
Yes.
it's not something I would have ever offered out of fear of offending you.
No, I strive to be more effective, which would flow naturally from expanding my repertoire,
Hmm.
for lack of a better term.
Well, so it's sword fighting you'd like to learn, or hand-to-hand combat?
I have never fought with a long blade, and I kind of produce some of the little scalpel things I've talked about before.
Yeah.
Like these are more
Oh.
of the style.
I also have like
Weapons
a couple of knives on hand that
All
like,
right.
where's that come from? Like, no, I also, yes, I
Nolvath's
have
like,
some,
we're pulling out knives.
I have some training in this. But, and then they just go back
At
away.
the dinner table.
It's
I
knife and fork
apologize.
dinner, isn't it?
I did not mean to put you off the rest of your meal.
But suffice to say, I have some experience in that regard, and hand-to-hand, small blade, long blade.
A combination would be wonderful.
Well, excellent. When we have a moment, we should do that.
Thank you.
Preferably without shooting anyone, even experimentally.
Well, not without a great deal of preparation and appropriate things in place. Look, all I'm saying is, if Lawrence would like me to shoot him, I'm willing to oblige. It would be rude not to.
It might make good sense to at least incorporate a projectile like you've been using in your ongoing war with Nolvath
Blade and blaster.
to help me better anticipate venomous barbs.
Oh, I see. I have an idea, Nolvath.
Yes.
What if the three of us were to assign ourselves a color?
Oh, you wish to have Lawrence join our
And
battle?
we make some fresh pellets and reset the score.
It is even at the moment, so we would be amenable to that.
Does that sound like fun, Lawrence?
Certainly. Are there any rules?
They
To-
don't seem to be.
Execute a sneak attack
Ah,
and land the pellet.
all right.
Delivered in any method which does not actually injure the target.
Oh. More difficult.
Yes, the aim is not to harm, just to tag.
Certainly.
Perhaps avoid times when the target may be disposed in an intimate way. That would be
Oh.
considered rude.
Ah, all right.
Thank you for mentioning that. I wouldn't have thought to. But yes, that's... Yes.
Certainly. I can do that.
We'll leave living quarters out and that sort of thing.
That seems wise.
Oh, entirely. Not just when you're actively engaged in.
If any of this
Other
paint gets
activity.
into my quarters, I will take it out of all of your hides.
Yes.
And just be careful
Oh.
where you go in the forest.
Yes, we might find another stowaway.
Wait, would we?
Did we do a
Yeah, you did a
sweep
scan.
of the ship? Yeah. We did a scan of the ship.
You didn't find where they were staying, though.
Fine. Have your strange game. Play it where you will.
Lieutenant,
Just
I
not
don't
in my
suppose
room.
you'd be interested.
Oh no, that's all right. I am highly content to watch and see how this all plays out.
I just wanted to make the invitation.
Oh, I appreciate it. I'm gonna see if I can
I'll
find,
also pass.
let's see if I can find something that I
Yes,
can turn
dear.
into popcorn.
What is
I
popcorn?
just like put my hand over your
Yeah,
ear.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
I
that's
hope
me.
to get you to try one of these days.
All right. I'm going to go make myself busy while we finish this job.
Yeah, I'm going to go start the printer and I'll have some things made up for us by breakfast time.
Actually, you know, we wanted to spend some time together. I want to say, hey, Nolvath, I'm gonna go grab some of those harnesses that I was talking about, and then I'll meet you over at the
Oh
forest.
my. Okay.
Good for you, Jonas.
They're like, yes. Excellent.
You know,
Color is intrigued.
Road goes to polish off the bottle of wine.
Multi-purpose. So, Kimi, I do want to know the side project that I'm working on.
Okay, well, let's resolve the connection.
Oh, right.
Oh,
Yeah.
You
Okay.
connected at some point.
Yeah.
That actually went better than I thought.
I
it was
thought,
going
yeah,
to.
it went way better than I thought it was. The minute the knives, and you're like, oh, look, we both like stab things. Look at us, friends.
Yeah. Because I was like playing around with this disdainful idea.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, okay,
Yeah.
but we came around. We got to like honorable combat. I'm like, well, shit.
All right.
That's my stuff.
Yeah. So you feel like you made a connection?
Yep.
Okay. Was a significant truth revealed?
Yeah, that he's uncomfortable. Like,
Okay.
that he's like doesn't want to have to bite people.
Yeah.
That's extremely vulnerable, I
Okay.
think.
Very good. You earn a trust, and you both clear condition.
Yay.
Oh,
Oh,
good.
good.
I'm gonna
And
clear
if you-
disdainful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you and if they feel you've revealed a significant truth, you get to double that. So you get to earn
Oh.
2 trust,
Oh.
Lawrence, and you get to clear, and you each get to clear 2
Okay,
conditions.
I'm gonna keep guilty and clear obsessive.
Mm.
Mm.
I got rid of afraid and insecure,
Nice.
Yeah.
but I'm still resentful.
All right. Awesome. Great.
The
Awesome.
the connect move is one of the most brilliant things that I've seen in gaming.
Yeah.
Frankly,
Thank you.
I love
it's really fucking good.
it. Big fan of me.
So just so we're all really clear, which color paintballs do each of you have?
I'd like yellow because my feathers are yellow,
Okay.
and so therefore I have put yellow on you.
Yes.
Nolvath would probably pick blue.
I suppose I'll go with green.
Oh.
Okay.
All right.
Let the game begin.
Yeah.
All right.
Entirely inspired by the Martian Emperor and Mars Attack.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
That's
So
Yeah.
great.
Side project.
I haven't seen that in a long time. So, Kimmy, the side project I'm working on.
Yes.
Since Jonas offered the workshop that he has, and that's not where you're about to be with the straps and harnesses.
No.
Yeah.
No,
Okay.
no.
All right. So, I'm making use of the materials there to melt down the insignia, my government seal,
Right.
right? And find something that I can use as a stylus. And I've been practicing calligraphy, like was a thing that I think a lot of Pyronans have to practice. Of like,
Oh,
here's
yeah.
how you write a contract.
Yeah.
And I'm using the molten seal to create a like gold leaf, but it's titanium leaf
Oh.
writing on an appropriate piece of paper. I probably had to 3D print the paper too, but you know, it's I'm preparing a document that is fairly long and complicated, but that's what I'm working on in spare time.
Now, what was like way back? What is the habitat of the original Pyronan planet like? Is it more like arid, like
Like originally or now?
like
what we
origi-
evolved in.
Yeah, what you evolved in? Is it more? Was it more like tropical type, like reptiles, birds, or is it more like desert reptile birds, or different in different places?
Yeah, I mean it could be a mix.
Yeah, I was picturing quite a bit of biodiversity, given like just the distance between our two kind of evolutionary tracks.
Mm-hmm.
Same species,
Okay.
very different amounts of feathers and hair and skin.
Yeah.
Okay. So we're gonna add like a little bit of a detail. So like the type of paper that you use and like the plant that it's from is very unique from group to group.
Oh yeah.
So whether you are using some sort of like cacti fiber that you've like pressed and something like that, or something from like a tree in the jungle, each group, and it's like very symbolic. Like
Yeah.
you have, and you can like recreate it, but it says something.
Yeah.
So what way back in your family tree, like what type of Pyronan are you, Alistair?
I think we were a jungle, like came from a jungle area of the planet.
Okay.
And that's a place where stuff can rot really quickly.
Mm-hmm.
But in some places you can find, what is it called when trees calcify?
Oh,
Petrification.
Petrify, right? And carving out shavings of that, of this like petrified bark that isn't going to rot away. It's not very flexible either. It's almost more like a slate,
Yeah.
but could get several sheaves of that.
Mm-hmm.
And that's probably what the fanciest contracts are produced in, at least in what would have been Alistair's culture 1,000 years ago.
Yeah.
You know, because he grew up on Rhodes' family estate.
Yeah.
But, you know, if he's reaching back into his cultural heritage, it would be this petrified tree bark that is very smooth and nice looking. It's not like literally on the back of some bark. Yeah.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it's a sort of a heather gray material with this silvery writing on it.
Cool. Nice. Okay, cool. And yeah, if you don't mind me adding that to Pyronan culture, that is especially for like declarations of like partnership, especially romantic partnerships, like that you do draw from that history of yourself to like, this is me presenting my declaration of who I am to you and what you mean to me.
Right.
So. Cool. Yay.
That rocks.
Yeah. Amazing. Yeah, very good. And yeah, you're able to take care of
We'll
all
get
of
to the presentation of it later.
Yeah,
'Cause
yeah,
I
yeah.
feel like it's going to take more than a couple days. Is like, I fucked it up.
Oh, yeah.
You know, like, gotta redo it. And he's like saving like the molten titanium for the final version,
yeah.
right? Of like,
Yeah.
oh, dude, no, fuck, god damn it.
Yeah, especially because if you're like chiseling it into like petrified
Right, you
wood.
gotta use a
there's-
special stylus, and
Yeah.
it's something like he hasn't done in 15 years, 20 years probably, since school, you know, but I figure it's something he was okay at,
Yeah.
and is now like, okay, now this is why I was learning this. So, yeah,
Cool.
that's happening in the background.
Okay. Great. How long do you want to deal with your like? What's the timeline for your thing?
Well, I just want to have it ready.
Okay. It's ready.
We'll see.
Oh
Yeah.
my.
Secrets.
Secrets.
And that was before we came up with the
Well,
fact
they
that
were-
I'm involved in a secret war now.
Listener, they were passing notes earlier, Dave.
Yeah, it's true. I saw it happen.
Mhm.
We
Uh,
will see.
I drink wine and go to bed.
speaking, well, it's not a bet, but Jonas and Nolvath,
Mm-hmm.
do you want to just, is there a moment you wanted to have, or did you want to just like have the impression of what you're doing and have it be happening off screen?
Paint the fireplace.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's just
Okay.
it's an impression.
Yeah. We just get you walking by in the background with a bunch of like leather straps like slung over your shoulder. Like while there's like Alistair like doing his project, you like kind of like walk into your work.
Yeah,
your
like,
work
grab something out of the
thing.
locker.
yeah, the locker and
yeah.
like walk out in the background.
Just discreetly.
Discreet, yeah.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, Alistair's very dedicated, so it's
I'm very
probably
focused, yeah. Alistair is like that person who's got to do one thing at a time,
yeah.
which I can kind of relate to because if I multitask, I'm just like ricocheting everywhere.
Yeah.
So, yeah, has to just laser focus.
Awesome. All right. Well,
I think after their spicy gymnastics time, Nolvath would have kind of like after an appropriate amount of rest, they have kind of a vulnerable like moment with you. Where they look at you saying, "We know we've been a little hostile in regards to our new guest. We want you to know that it is only for our concern for the crew. Being one of the hive, it's not something we speak much of, but the primary mode of expiration for the Namilid on our planet is being consumed. And we hold all the memories of that within us. So the idea of adding any memories of untimely expiration for you or any of our other friends on the Amber Star, we could not bear it.
Oh, I hold you tightly. And I nuzzle my face into your neck right by your ears. And I say, I feel the same way about you. I'll tell you that I will do my best to make sure all of you all are safe.
We will do our best as well. But please understand that any hostility or aggression that comes from us in this instance that's where it's coming from.
I understand. Like I said before, I don't know if I'll ever experience or fully grasp what it's like to share those thoughts and memories with your hive. But humans have that fear too. And in fact, when we lose somebody, we lose them pretty much for good. Unless somebody's documented them very well, I suppose. I'm I'm very glad that you have your memories to. You've had your memories to keep you company.
We are as well. And your memory will always keep us company.
I look like in your eyes, like right in your eyes, and I just flash you the biggest smile that I can. I hope you remember this all the time. Always. I know I'm never gonna forget.
Neither will we.
So sweet.
The rest of that night, I am just in my quarters working on weird shit.
Okay.
Terrifying.
Oh,
Okay. Weird shit, TM. Like.
Yeah.
Okay.
Also leather straps involved, but
Very different application.
Weird shit specifically related to this paintball war.
Oh,
okay.
no.
Oh.
yeah, your camera thing is so unfair.
It's awesome, honestly. You picked a silly fight.
Alistair does not understand the extent to which
No.
you
No.
have cammed this ship.
No.
Alice.
Whoa, what the what?
What
Oh,
are we
hey,
looking
buddy.
at?
Hey.
Oh,
Oh,
There's
there's
a
a big
manta
old
ray
manta
here,
ray in
y'all.
the studio
A
with us.
beautiful one.
where'd you
Wow.
come from?
How
There have been so many of those in the yard lately. So yeah, it's like
You wanna try to
Yeah.
brush that in
Trying
there
to
with
go
a
in,
notebook or something?
Come on, friend. I want to
There you
take you
go.
We're
outside.
just gonna get you out in the bushes where you would rather be
Take
anyway.
you outside.
Oh,
Now he's holding the paper.
just drop in there, buddy.
Here.
We're on your side.
He's like,
got
no, I don't want to go. This is awesome.
I
I just want to finish
want to be on the show. You mentioned paintball.
There you
You
go.
are on the
There you
show.
go, dude.
Be in
There
the
you go.
glass. Be in the glass. I'll be back, folks.
Okay. He is really pretty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You want to hold him up
If
and
anyone wants to see bug content warning, here we go.
yeah, he's pretty though. He's like a
Yeah.
he's like a rose color.
Yeah.
Oh, buddy.
Like a rose gold.
Yeah.
Probably a
color.
lady,
Yeah.
actually.
Yeah.
Fancy.
Yeah.
Oh, he's
Let
probably
me
covered
out.
though. Oh yeah.
This is acrylic doom.
What is this invisible force field?
Yes. And yeah, I'm sorry, I've lost the plot where we were. Oh, you're working on weird shit.
Yeah.
And Alistair's decided to pick a fight with a actual professional spy and a being that can turn invisible. It's
And
fine.
I'm a behind the lines ranger.
You are. It's
Sure,
fine. It's fine.
Hawkeye deserves to be here too.
My beloved.
I specifically asked about the rules for a reason.
Yeah.
It's all good. Okay. Then that is our evening.
Installing like automatic things in the corridors, like those guns in Aliens.
Terrifying.
Um,
I'm just looking at a readout of how many paintballs are left.
You
I just-
only get 3.
I was told that I could stay in my living quarters and be invulnerable, but that doesn't mean that you're not going to walk around.
You've made a mistake.
I know. Jason understands.
Yeah, he's made a
It's fine.
mistake.
It's fine.
Oh, so good.
It's a learning experience.
all right. You also get like the notification that you're about 8 hours from the other end. Of the job.
Fantastic.
Oh, okay.
Awesome.
Just enough for like a good night's sleep.
Mm.
I think Road wakes up hilariously like early for him,
Mm-hmm.
having just like taken himself to bed, had a nice quiet evening, and just that was enough excitement.
We'll be done.
And I would say Alistair's there to wake up next to,
Hmm
but does have like ink stained fingers.
Ink or like
Oh yeah, ink.
card? Or
Ink,
like...
he's practicing.
Practice.
Right?
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Doing calligraphy practice
Okay.
first. Like it's going to be a longer process.
Road is.
I was gonna be
Not
like
astute.
Dusty with petrified wood shaving.
Yeah, that's kind of what I
Oh,
was
yeah,
like,
yeah. Maybe there's
like
yeah.
chiseling, like there's
But-
dust in his
I
feathers.
think he probably would have washed his hands, right?
Yeah,
And come
but the
back and like
ink-
clean
With
up
the
with like the
stains,
stain of it,
yeah.
or maybe it's charcoal stain.
Yeah.
You know, whatever it is, but there's like a darker kind of smudge in the like tips of his fingers, and
Probably just grease.
sure, that's fine.
Sure.
Yeah.
Let's go. Obviously. All right. Does anyone else have anything they want to do?
That evening, or
I mean, I feel like we're kind of like I think we're kind of done with the evening.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I can
I think so.
move forward.
Not that it's like night because it's space, but like sleep time.
Our cycle.
Yeah.
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 We have
Sleep cycle
cycles.
time. And
And we're all amazingly similarly diurnal species. That,
It can be
I mean,
synthesized.
Yeah,
Yes.
there you go.
there's 5 of you. It's not that hard to all get on the same sleep cycle.
Yeah.
well, but assuming some people need 5 hours and some
Oh,
people
yeah.
10 hours, and whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like morning music. Yeah.
I'm gonna say, Nolvath, I wake up next to you,
Mhm.
and then I give you a like a kiss, good morning, quote unquote,
Mhm.
and I say I'm gonna go look around the ship just a little more. I won't be far.
All right.
But I'll leave you to keep sleeping if you want to.
Mhm.
I'll put on my garb, and I'm gonna just explore a few more rooms of the ship to see if I can find quarters that might be a little more comfortable, I suppose.
Hmm.
What you said about like how we don't know what Evody's intentions are. That goes both ways. Like, it doesn't help. I mean, it doesn't hurt us to be hospitable, I guess.
What was that?
That was Fenris.
Fenris making a
Fenris does
demon
not
noise.
like a Bodhi either. Fenris is
Yeah,
not like a
yeah.
Bodhi.
Picked up on Samantha's vibe.
Yeah.
Fuck that guy.
I think you might run into Road, who's just like going around the kind of sniffing near where Vody is, but then
Sure.
also like just thinking, just kind of wandering around,
Oh.
having
You're
a
up early.
thought. Well, I went to bed early.
I think we all needed it.
Yes, that was enough for me. Thank you.
I need to let everyone know about a group text message that is sent out, which apparently Alistair did like send later
Uh huh.
because he's still like face down on a
Yeah,
pillow.
Road's like,
Yeah.
what?
But from Alistair, it reads, let it be known that Alistair Ward is officially courting Rode Theolis, 7th son of Ilaria Theolis, High Mother of House Theolis, High Administrator of Cinder Falls
Falls.
of Pyronus 4. And let any who object to this challenge Alistair in legal ritual combat.
What was a normal greeting turns into a scream of joy.
I'll look at the message and like read through all of your titles and be like, well, that was a lovely thing to wake up to.
All of my titles were in there too.
That's awesome.
Yep.
So, I didn't know that about Ranger.
No, there were none.
Okay, all right, gotcha.
That's it.
I would say, I suppose congratulations are in order then.
Oh, it's just nice to see it written officially.
And I think like the cultural norm is you message everyone you know.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
I
and make a
did.
big
Yeah.
announcement.
Basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, when the time comes, I hope that I get an invite to the officiating of the relationship.
Trust me when I say it will probably be a very small audience, but there must be one, as is tradition.
If I'm one of those, I'd be very honored.
I wouldn't imagine anyone else. I mean, outside of our lovely crew, given that almost everyone else believes that I'm dead.
You know what? I have never seen you like this happy.
Yeah.
Is it okay if I give you a hug?
Oh,
Like,
yes, absolutely.
Okay, yeah. I open my arms, I like draw you in, and I give you like just the biggest, heartiest squeeze. I feel like relief in your body when I do that.
Yeah,
don't I?
yeah.
I'm like, I'm thinking to myself, wow, this is amazing. I've never seen you like this. Like,
Oh yeah, he's genuinely like happy, giddy, giggly. I think it's very clear that this is what Road, like when all of the pretense is all gone, he's like a kind of giggly, goofy guy who just never accesses that part of himself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like kind of a sappy romantic.
Deeply.
Yeah.
Deeply.
Yeah. Just hasn't gotten to be that.
Ever.
When we unclasp,
Mhm.
I'll say, now I was gonna look for some quarters for Evodi, see if we could find maybe someplace more comfortable. I don't know if we're gonna be able to move them easily enough, but when I have looked around a little bit, I'm pulling out all the stops. I hope you grab yourself a good bottle of something and meet me in the galley, because I will prepare something special.
I would love that. You know, I'm glad that we're looking for some sort of alternative. And kind of buttons himself up a little bit the moment we start talking about anyone that isn't Alistair, honestly.
Yeah.
You know, I can't help but see myself in similar predicaments very easily.
I can understand that. There are things that I am not proud of myself. So you have Alistair to thank for my change in perspective.
I have him to thank for many things, including what will be a wonderful courtship.
You know, actually, I'll look at you because you set out that big scream,
Mhm.
right? The way you reacted to that message, I hope you saved some of that for Alistair.
Oh, there's so much more where that came from.
I'll give you like a squeeze on the shoulder, like, there we go. That's the, you know, I feel good about the next time you see Alistair.
Oh, yeah.
And I'll go ahead and head on out, and, you know.
Mhm. He's gonna, like, almost
Oh.
prance away.
And
Would you say flounce?
Oh, definitely.
as you flounce and I stride away, like from the end of the corridor, I say, "Pull out your best one," like your best bottle, basically.
I'll think about it.
I love it.
Oh,
I love it.
amazing.
Very good.
Now time for the friendliest game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Thing. There is something squeaking over here. I'm not sure if it's a chair.
I think it's the table.
Yeah, I think it's the table. Okay.
Okay.
So
Not
just
my
be careful
chair.
not to-
Just checking.
Um.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
Yeah, it's
That's
the
it.
table.
Okay.
That's-
Yours or that one?
It's this
Okay,
one.
yeah.
It's probably me bumping
I need
it
to
'cause
tighten
I'm
it. Yeah.
just outside it.
Okay. All right. So, other actions that people want to take this early?
Ooh.
No.
Done.
Yes.
Um,
No.
I think I probably would head over and just park outside of Rhodes' quarters,
Oh, God.
waiting in the hall. You know, lock my knees and just kind of sit there.
I think you run into Rode then, who's coming back to his room.
Oh, sure. Oh, I was waiting
For?
for Alistair to begin the competition.
Did you get the message?
Yes. Congratulations, I think is the
Yes.
correct response.
Yes. I would ask for a brief truce. For me.
Oh, absolutely. I had no intention of proceeding any closer to your quarters.
Wonderful, because I'm going to go and reciprocate my acceptance.
I will await the message.
Yes, there will also be a message later. You might want to go away and come back for a little while.
Well, all
Longer.
right.
Longer. Yes. And he...
Do tell Alistair that I await the delivery of my ammunition.
Right. I will convey that in a moment.
Thank you. And I'll
Or
wander
two.
off down the hall.
Yeah.
So when you come back in,
The door opened.
Alistair is like finishing. He's in his like dress blues of like sword at the side and so like but he's like in the mirror trying to like. He clearly woke up like 5 minutes ago.
Yeah.
And spins around and the door opens like
Ranger Ward.
straightens up. I assume you received my correspondence.
I did. And I have come to initiate the courting.
Oh, very good. I hope you'll forgive the crude wording. I didn't have a barrister to run everything through, but I didn't want to wait any longer.
And Rode steps forward with a little kind of, I think he's trying to be very serious, but all of his feathers have fully betrayed him. And he's like practically glowing. He's so
Yeah.
excited, but he's very, very serious in his expression. I will have to just make do. It was lovely, and I formally accept if we can break some traditions. And he puts a hand on the uniform and starts to pull it off.
Yeah, that's hand to the fireplace.
Yeah.
Amazing. We're gonna let that
Yeah.
have a few
They're there
minutes.
for a while.
Yeah, so a little bit later that morning, because I'm not interrupting this very specifically. Have your fun, friends. I would like everyone to do a brains roll, just a brains check.
No.
But not us?
Everyone.
Everyone.
Oh, everyone. Oh,
it's happening later. Like,
Later.
Yeah, we're done.
Like
sometime
something
later.
else is happening, but it's not interrupting your fun time.
My
No,
negatives.
no.
My -1.
Wait, is this a access knowledge roll?
No, it is literally just
If
roll plus brains.
if we get a failing number, do we get experience?
Yes.
Great.
You get an XP.
Love that.
That's what I got.
Uh-oh.
But remember what you have, friends. So
Yeah, I got
Oh, I got an advancement.
9 if I can't use any specialties.
okay.
How does a 5 suit you? Total.
So good.
This many.
Yeah!
Oh, I'm sorry. No, it's -1.
We're using our big brains today.
Yeah.
You're all so
Oh,
in your
this one.
My mind is occupied.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're all using your other heads. Okay. 4.
Yeah!
2, 3, 4.
Am
Cruising
I
at
the only
start.
one that
Wow.
succeeded?
Yes.
Yeah.
We're so
Oh,
smart.
no.
We're doing so good.
Everyone's occupied.
Yep.
Okay. This is
Brain was my dump stat.
Me too.
I have decent brains. I'm just using
had
them
a
for other
bad
things
roll.
right now.
Yep.
Amazing.
Yeah, if we added all these numbers together, you'd have a great roll.
Yeah.
So good. All right. So later on in the day, you have had your amazing intimate moments and such things. You're just like doing something mundane
Getting ready
at
to
this
pass
point,
out ammo.
Alistair. Maybe you're practicing your calligraphy again,
Yeah.
like something, and you just feel like you get the distinct impression of something similar to like someone knocking on a door, but it's like in your head. Like someone is asking permission to.
Oh, me specifically?
Yes, you.
Oh, I thought you meant like all of us. were
no,
experiencing this.
no. To.
Oh,
You.
the lowest roll. Right. Lucky me.
Yeah, they're not pushing in,
Right.
but you like. Have you ever had? I mean, you've traveled the universe. Have you had connection with like psychic or?
I think I've experienced telepaths
Okay.
before. Yeah.
All right. So this
I'm
is
gonna say yes.
yeah. This is a very polite telepath. Like tap tap tap. We
Do we want to say telepathy's relatively rare in the galaxy, or what's your?
Yeah, I mean, it's not everywhere. There are definitely species who have it. Like we're not gonna say it's the most common thing.
Okay.
But
But it's not
it's
wild.
Yeah, it's not
either.
wildly
Okay.
unheard of. It's not like magic or something like that. It's like, especially species like, there are also variations of like species who are able to have telepathy with each other or have some sort of like hive mind, like versus people or like ones that connect with other people. Like there's a lot of on the gradient
Right.
of telepathy.
There are people who can experience telepathy for more than 4 hours and not need to call a doctor.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
Okay. Got it.
Uh,
Sorry.
nope. Do not apologize.
I mean, I'm only a little sorry.
Thank you.
So, yeah, Alistair is confident in the anti-telepathy training he's received and can safely accept this communication.
Okay. And it is familiar. and it doesn't sound. It's a very like ethereal, almost a beautiful voice, kind of in your head.
Okay.
Thank you for accepting my communication.
Where are you contacting me from? Probably speaking out loud because I don't have the discipline to just think it.
There's a moment of like confusion. From the ship.
Who is this?
Again, like a moment of like sort of bafflement now, and like this is Evodi. Do you remember me?
Oh, I didn't realize this was your communication method.
Oh yes, this is what we're much more comfortable with.
I see. Thank you for clarifying. Did you need something?
Well, I did not want to be rude, but no one ever brought us sustenance last eve.
I see. I am so sorry. There were some personnel issues we had to deal with. I will bring you something.
Thank you. That would be much appreciated.
Hi, Emperor.
Like, yeah.
Yeah, and I'm just gonna.
And you feel them very politely, like clearly, like closing the door. Like there's a polite way of doing that so that people know, like
We're
we've
done.
left your head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm just gonna, as I'm going to the galley to get food, I'm messaging the group of like, hey, Evodi contacted me via telepathic means in a very polite fashion, but is telepathic primarily, and blah blah blah. You know, like just sort of roll all the context out of, you know, my read on the situation. I think it would also include, don't worry, I'm trained to deal with telepaths. I mean, there is a training course in the military, but he thinks he's pretty good at it.
Yeah. I just send back, oh shoot, right? Like, oh, forgot. I cooked that meal, set aside a plate.
Right.
So Jonas,
Mm-hmm.
now you get this very polite. Like, have you ever experienced
I
telepathy?
don't think I have, actually.
Okay, so
Yeah.
you feel like what's similar to like a little bit of like pressure, a little like it doesn't feel physical, but it feels like
it's like a nagging something.
yeah.
I'll focus on it. Do I know the intent that it kind of wants to get in my head?
I don't know what humans would experience. This
Huh.
being has never tried telepathy with a human before, so who knows? Like you can interpret it any way you want.
Okay, I mean, you sent the message about telepathy. I'm going to kind of put two and two together and assume this is part of it. And if you're okay, I'll say, or I'll think rather, who is the what's happening? You know, kind of like what's going on? What is this? Is there like, since they're High Emperor, is there like a fanfare there?
What is up, my guy?
They like
Yo.
Yes.
I don't think
Thank
at,
you.
No, yeah, they don't think that.
at
when
this point, yeah.
they don't
no.
announce themselves that way.
No, I mean if this was like a diplomatic telepathy call, like maybe
Yeah.
it seems like pretty like chill.
It's like a ringtone.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. I'll say, what is this? You know, again, just acknowledging it.
Hello, I was simply trying to reach out and make connections to get to know the people on the ship if I am going to be residing here for an unknown amount of time. This is really the only method of communication I will be allowed, I suppose, if I'm not allowed to leave my room.
I'll say, I'll think rather, so just to see if I'm getting this right, you are a Vodi then.
Yes, I thought you would be made aware by your companion.
I was.
Oh, yes. I'm sorry. Is this an unfamiliar way of communicating with people in your galaxy now?
It is uncommon for me.
Ah, apologies. It hadn't occurred to me.
Um, I don't. I mean, I'm not used to this, so I don't feel particularly great about it. But I'll say, no, it's quite all right. Our security officer did brief me on this.
But he seems quite well trained in the telepathic arts, so he would definitely know. You did not.
Yes.
Yeah, you
Indeed.
you do not feel or know the side eye that Kimmy, the GM, just gave.
I know. I'm just gonna say, indeed, he is very well trained.
I'm basically an expert.
I
As far as your accommodations, I am actually, inspecting some of the quarters in the ship to see if they are suitable, more suitable for your comfort.
thank you. I very much appreciate that. Your discomfort with this is clear, so I will withdraw. Again, apologies for the discomfort.
It's all right. Thank you.
I hope there is no lasting brain damage.
I do not respond to that.
Okay, yeah.
There are probably like a myriad of like surface thoughts that kind of come bubbling up,
Yeah.
but I just gotta push them
Yeah.
back. I push
You
those
kind of
thoughts
feel
away.
like a little click. It feels like they're gone. It's
Yeah,
like-
yeah. It's like my vision kind of snaps back, and I'm like, oh, okay, gotta find someplace better for this person.
Yeah.
If it starts ringing in my head,
Yeah, I feel like they'd
is that
be
what's
afraid of you. No, I think that they're afraid of you.
okay.
I don't think Avodi would want to communicate. I think they are legitimately, like, as scary as they are, I think they're like, what the fuck is that thing?
Wild
It
animal.
fucking
Sure,
bit,
sure.
bit me.
Yeah.
Like, it seems logical, but
At the
it's
same time, as soon as I got the message, I'm immediately tugging on like a space blanket thing,
Yeah.
like a skull
Okay.
cap
Okay,
kind of deal.
we'll leave it like a mystery. Like, was it the skull blanket that made it so it couldn't contact you,
I don't know.
or was it scared the fuck of you and not
Sure,
wanting to touch
sure.
you? So
That
no
makes sense.
communication was made, and we're not sure why. We'll figure out later.
I'm poisonous as fuck, and that thing's so big.
Poisonous in the brain.
Yeah, it was brain. Okay, and then I think there's going to be a little bit of a fanfare tap, like it's on Rhodes' brain. It's like tap 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 tap, like that sort of like fancy tap.
Wow. I don't know that Rhoda has ever encountered anyone who can do this.
Mhm.
And is prone to chasing errant thoughts. And so just is like, what's that? And just, I think unknowingly, just lets them
Huh.
right in.
Amazing.
What?
Oh, Captain, it is it is pertinent for me to remind you of what we spoke of yesterday. Galactic Ordinance 342, subsection 4.2. But also, I just wish to start diplomatic channels between our two peoples, as the sole representative and highest ranking Yadirin in existence. Just thought it would be wise for us to start our communications.
I think Rhoda doesn't speak out loud because he's got some idea of how telepathy works. He's just never communicated that way.
Yeah.
But by not favoring his favored mode of communication, he is cold. He is blunt and like, it is just, this is how this is.
Yeah.
That's fine. We can do that. We are not one people. We are many people. And you are currently our long pause guest. Happy to negotiate. Not like this.
Very well. And you get the like impression of like a nod / bow. Also, congratulations. And then like click, the door closes.
Wait a minute. That implies mind reading.
Yep.
Fuck.
Well, also like it's very much on
Yeah.
Rhodes' mind.
Yes, it's
Oh.
true.
I
Like
see.
yeah.
But I will say, like, it's also, there's a little bit of, like, when he gets into diplomatic mode, he gets very, like, I'm sure that, obviously, like, right when they knocked, I'm sure that he was just like, but then the moment that there was any sort of other presence, he was just like,
Oh, so you would have locked down all those thoughts of that, you think?
he is very intense on the inside.
Okay.
But I think that it's easily assumed that he was still thinking about it, and then when,
Okay.
oh, there's someone actually in my head. This
Okay.
is not just me, just haha.
Okay.
Yeah, no, you're right.
Okay. Cool. All right. I think we're gonna start wrapping up for today. We're
Yeah.
going to end with us like popping through the other end of the jump gates. Did anyone else have anything they wanted to do act like scene wise before we go?
Not necessarily a whole scene, but I think in the morning, Nolvath would have taken Tavrock to the school to start them on learning, and leave a couple of the little helper robots with Tavrock to like take them back to the forest when he's done.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Awesome. Tarek seems very excited and happy about this. It's very interesting. Like, yeah. It seems to be made perfectly for the little claws and doodads. Yeah. Perfect.
Also, Alistair has sent Lawrence and Novath a more detailed. It's not long as like a bunch of rules or whatever, but it is like a formal language, agreement to our competition, and has sent them something to sign, right?
God.
That we agree to, blah blah blah. And if you need a truce, here's how you, have we
Engage in a
yes.
truce.
Yeah, like that, all that sort of thing. Of like, Also, I wanted to add, if this is amenable to everyone, a rule that if you hit a non-combat target, that it's a point off. That it would count against one's total.
Oh yeah, if you hit a non-combatant,
Yeah.
absolutely.
You all are so in charge of keeping
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, trust me. But just adding language of like that precision matters and blah blah blah.
I start stamping back towards my quarters. Start rewiring things.
Oh my god.
Like,
Amazing.
Our non-combatant shows up wearing the plainest clothes anyone has ever seen him in. After his exciting acceptance earlier, knowing that we were going to be arriving, looks like he could have stolen it, honestly, out of like a nicer side of Alistair's clothes. It is not colorful. It is not flamboyant in any way. It seems even more practical than his I'm going out suit that he's worn a few times now. It is like pants and a shirt and a pretty understated jacket. And then the only thing that's still like visibly rode is his little thigh holster where he keeps all of his stuff. Because he is undercover now.
As a poor.
As a poor. He is a poor now. And has been setting up so that when we get out of the gate, he can reach out to the Pyronins in the system and just kind of like, not even a like, please respond, just a like, we're entering the system for business. So just kind of a like proper introduction on a business level using the pseudonym on his fake ID.
Can we have the moment where everyone's kind of like in a like group space, everyone's there, and you walk in and everyone kind of freezes and like looks at you? Is it okay? Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Like I want that to happen.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe it's like
Is it at the mess hall?
yeah, maybe in the mess hall.
Yeah,
You're all kind
yeah.
of like getting there for your first kind of meal of the wake cycle.
And I'm gonna say I've spread out like a fancy breakfast, like the fanciest breakfast I could come up with what ingredients we have.
And wrote his face in like his data cloud thing, putting together all the stuff, and is just otherwise normal Pyronin man.
When I see you, I'm gonna say, "Oh, I thought you would have been a little more dressed up for the occasion."
I would, but we're about to enter Pyronin space. Well, at least somewhat claimed Pyronin space. So here I am, not celebrating. And he looks to Alistair and he's very sad.
I'll say, "Well, I didn't whip up this fancy breakfast for nothing. We are going to celebrate. Did you bring any wine?"
Of course I did.
Oh, wonderful. Pass that on over. And
And he goes into a cabinet that
Yeah.
I think
Oh, all right.
that has been empty, and he pulls out a second bottle that he'd actually brought yesterday.
Oh, okay. All right. Cool. I'll pop that open and I'll start pouring it.
Wonderful. And then he starts to fully just like info dump on all of you about all the people that he's reached out to in the system and any like all the messages and stuff, because he's like, yay, I'm celebrating, but also it's business time. I'm a businessman.
Business time. Got my business socks.
Yep. Can't you tell?
Awesome. All right. We're going to end there for tonight. So let's do our personal directives.
Oh yeah,
I
did I?
remembered them myself. So remember, you wrote them down on your sheet, and then they're on your basic moves, what you can do for
I
them.
didn't make a new one after last week.
Oh.
I don't think I surprised Nolvath this week.
You did not.
Yeah.
Here's a question about mine.
Okay.
Because I feel like the spirit of mine is done, but the actual physicality of it has not happened yet.
Okay.
I don't know. Like it was asked to do combat training.
Oh, yeah.
So you
Oh,
did that.
Yeah.
You asked.
You did the asking. That's the
Yeah,
verb.
but like I didn't actually do it. yet.
You made the ask, though.
Yeah.
I feel like that's the most important
And I
part.
agreed, and it plans
Yeah.
were made.
Mhm.
I made mine. I wanted to speak with Alistair about prioritizing the safety of the crew.
Nice. Very good.
Mark and experience
Oh.
point for that.
I did tag Nolvath with a paintball.
You did.
I don't know if that's very surprising at this point.
Yeah. I mean, you got the jump on them,
Yeah.
but they're sort of, I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm up to you.
I
You
don't
can
need
do
to count that
Okay.
at this point. Like, I don't think that's going to be a big deal.
that. Yeah.
I already got an XP for surprising Nolvath.
Was that the one you had last week?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Then you can't use
Yeah,
the
I
same one if
accidentally
you
left it, and I was like, is there any way that could apply? But
Nah. Yeah,
I don't
make a
wanna-
new one for next week.
yeah, I just goofed on that.
Yeah. Anyone else?
Ask Jonas about having compassion for those who have done wrong.
Oh,
Yeah.
Very nice.
Actually, that got me. That's good.
Okay, Nova?
nailed it. Spend time with Jonas. Wink.
Oh, yeah.
You write wink on there?
No, but I thought.
Yeah, you're right.
Appropriate choice of words.
Yes.
Thank you.
Very nice. All right. Perfect. So, yeah, if you met yours, make a new one. And if you didn't, then you can keep it or make a new one also. Either way. So think about what you'd like to do next time. Now that we are in this industrial Pyronin space with no Paginians anywhere. Wink.
So strange, so stressful.
Yeah.
Specifically kicking off next time, like when we all get to the bridge for our big, like, here we are
Yes.
bit, I would like to ask for help searching for a very specific set of frequencies.
Oh, yeah.
Is that your
That's not my
personal direction?
personal.
Okay, I was like,
No,
you're
no,
not just saying that. Okay.
no.
Okay,
If
cool.
you say it out loud, it doesn't come true.
If I say it out loud like this, when I re-listen to next week's episode,
Ah.
I'll remember what I-
there you
Note
go.
for future days.
Yeah. Excellent. All right. Well, thank you all for joining us for session 14 of Outrunners, a Starscape actual play on the Happy Jacks RPG Network. And I've been Kimmy. Thank you so much to our amazing Patreons who keep us ad-free and independent. It's because of you we get to play cool stuff that we like. Thank you so much. And instead of worrying about sponsorship or ad money or any of those things. Thank you so much to our chat mods, James V. You've been amazing today. Thank you to everyone who's been watching. Let's go around the table and reintroduce ourselves, pitch what we've got going on, and all those other things. Let's start on this side of the table since we started over here last time.
That's me. Hi, everybody. I'm Sam. I have been Nolvath, your unfriendly neighborhood camouflage person for this episode. You can find me on the internets at Red Pandroid on most of the socials. probably just posting pictures about my dog and talking about the game Reika that I just downloaded over the weekend. That is
Ooh.
very
What
fun.
is about that?
You get to build a chicken hut, Baba Yaga style. It's so
What?
good.
Oh,
Okay, adding this to
That's
my
awesome.
list.
You run around in the
I have to
forest
go.
and get ingredients, and then you make a chicken hut and you help animals.
And
It's the best.
does it walk around?
Yes.
Fuck
You get to walk it through the forest. It lumbers. It's very good.
Okay.
It's in early access, so there's a little bit of like
Sure.
clunkiness, but it's super fun. And then you might also, if you like alien romance and or monster romance, you might want to check out my good friend Wink, Sylvie Hellstaff writes books about that sort of thing. 2 books, in fact. There's 2 of them. One of them is kind of like a hurt, comfort, cozy, spooky situation with a shadow demon, and the other one is enemies to lovers, which is real exciting and dramatic.
Hell yeah.
So if any of that sounds fun to you and you're over the age of 18, because they are very spicy, go to Amazon and check out Sylvie Hellstaff's books, Shadow and Flame and Shadow's Light.
Good job, Sylvie. Hi, everybody. I'm Kai. You can find me all over the internet as a style of Imladris. You can find me back here being very dramatic next week. But in the meantime, you can find me on Wednesday for the second part of 3 of Loom of Severed Strands, which is a Tales of the Valiant adventure done through the Kobold Creates program, where I'm playing a cute little Scottish druid who was raised by wolves. And then you can find me on Sunday on the second episode of the Doomsayers over on Taino Tales. Oh, sorry, before I do that one. Loom of Severed Strands is with No Quest for the Wicked, and there's a podcast that you can find everywhere on Wednesday. And then on Sunday, over on Taino Tales, the second episode of the Doomsayers, where 3 demigods have gotten ourselves tangled up in possibly a murder, where everyone thinks that maybe we did it, but we didn't, maybe, wink. Where I play Merrick, also known as the Hunger Wolf, also known as, spoilers, Patroclus from Greek history. It's a City of Mist game. It's a fun time, and you can come and see us be messy, where I square off and maybe punch Hector of Troy.
I mean, that guy deserves punching.
Yes.
I'm fine
Absolutely.
with that.
Yeah, I'm back here on Monday.
Okay, just finished my Rika purchase. Oh, remotely install. Yes, please. Thank you. Get to work. Hi, I'm Jason. You could follow me on Twitch and Twitter and Blue Sky at It's Probably Okay. That I stream there Mondays and Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And it's mostly video game stuff. I like to play games that are hard and I die a lot. On Wednesdays, we wear death. That's my whole vibe there. So keep an eye out there, and also potentially actual play spinning up soon here on Happy Jacks RPG, and some other irons in the fire that I'll be able to talk about later. So,
Oh.
thank you.
Exciting. Howdy, everybody. I'm Jay, and I have been Jonas. You can find me at Transplant Asian on Instagram, at JAfrica, pretty much everywhere else. And I am excited about a couple of things. So first of all, I am with the writing team of a new series of D&D Adventures League Adventures that'll be releasing next month. The Jewel of the North series. Those are going to be a lot of fun. Currently in playtesting and soon to be in layout. And again, dropping on the DMs Guild probably mid-October, if not early October. I am also excited to announce that I am now, I have just been taken in by another crew. I will be joining the Lost Voyages, a Star Trek Adventures actual play with the GM Tim. Episodes releasing sometime this fall. I'm not privy to all that information yet, but you can, bet your donuts that I'll be announcing that all over the socials. So follow me, and if you're enjoying this show, then hopefully you can join us for another outer space voyage, continuing voyages, in fact, on that Star Trek Adventures actual play.
Cool. And I have been CADave, frequently around here.
Good day with the Happy Jacks.
Yeah. I absolutely plan on getting back on streaming tomorrow. This last week, I hit a snag because a garbage truck ripped the fiber optic line down from the pole coming into my neighborhood.
Only to CADave.
Which was hilarious when I finally talked to a technician that was like, yeah, he just whacked it, pulled the whole thing down. I was like, well, that's delightful. Great. But I will have bandwidth again tomorrow to actually stream. So I think I'm going to get back on and start doing the new Star Trekker.
Woohoo!
That's the
Bandwidth
idea.
rights.
Yeah.
But then I'll be here on
Mhm.
Mondays in the future.
Amazing. And I'm Kimmy. She, her. You can find me at Golden Lasso Girl on most socials. You also reach me through at HappyJacksRPG or at Golden Lasso Games. That's this awesome, amazing network and group of friends that I love and manage and herd as cats. And and then my gaming company, which makes this game and another game called Decimo, which is back in stock. It's actually being mailed to me right now, but I'm going to make it available to order, and then I'll just mail them when they get to me on Friday. I'll start mailing them out. So it's available in person again. Very exciting. Thank you so much for joining us. Please tune in next Monday for the continuation of this amazing saga. We're probably starting to get kind of towards the end. Like, I feel like we're coming upon some big important moments. So a few more sessions, friends. Make it. And we'll see you next week. Bye.
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 Bye, folks.